Yes.
Because he kept waking me up every time he would get up.
Audio check. 1, 2. Bring on back. 1, 2.
The time wake up in at night, time at night, and even to only feel drop, not back to hold. I cannot hold with my mouth loud there in my mouth. It is in my life. Quite naked to a better
And now,
Now is your chance to win. You really can change your life. And so ahead, we have callers with questions for Dr. Nick.
Do you or someone you love make too many trips to the bathroom? Suffer from urgency that is hard to control.
so let's see and
Have a week's where you are find it difficult to start and stop.
cover anything, guys.
Do you get up more than once a night?
Well, relax.
Or find it makes
Check out one of the loud ones. Yeah, they're up. Try to open it all up. But try to do a talk back and whatever. Stop and think they can do anything. All do is call back. Try to get voice.
Until now,
Lots of education, voice.
take expensive drugs that potentially serious side effects, suffer painful and body surgery.
They want to throw switching and they want to try it out. They want to consume it really bad. So they said, well, little bit mistake is that that's not try this, try that. It's like,
Phosphate is a unique combination with naturally
what do you
occurring
give
substances just to reduce the symptoms of an enlarged prostate, helping return men to comfortable and happy lives and no side effects. It has high geometric color, stating yellow, saw palmetto with beta sitosterol and pumpkin oil. All with long histories of limited overnight urination.
this is fine
Less
stuff.
emergency.
We're going to take for
Powerful instances of clinically proven to support prostate health.
So we want to issue one.
Vitamin D
That's all whatever.
inside
That's
this
so
powerful
wow,
prostate
wow.
health energy.
One.
It's easy to see.
Okay.
So let's get a reminder.
You know, you need to drink
Painful and body surgery costs thousands of
Sure.
dollars. And
So, like, you know, leftovers, you know, how much you want out of leftovers?
won't cost you $100.
10% of leftovers. There you go.
It's only 70
10% of
$90.
leftovers.
But
Okay.
it won't cost you that either.
Okay, we
Because
can
we're going to let you try it.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's right, free. You pay only shipping and processing.
What's leftovers done
In the
today?
next
How
10
much you
minutes,
want?
and as our free gift, we'll include a 30-day supply of Dr. May's
That's kind of like food now,
his
now,
actual
you know,
formula for those
because why it's really never left over. So,
back in your life. That's a $30 value.
we'll be tough.
Plus, Dr.
We
May's
know
guide
it's
to
like,
prostate health to
we know we
answer
got
all your prostate
We're
questions.
tough on what we got.
Try it for a full
We're all
30
sick
days.
of water.
And if it doesn't help you
Don't worry
sleep,
about like some
reduce
guys.
urgency,
Yeah,
frequency,
that is it.
just think of like a whole lot
It's
better.
exactly.
Return the unused portion.
We're not
and
some
your
guy.
credit card will never be your own. That's how Surely is going to work for you.
It's just
Get
like
your life back.
bullshit.
Have your credit card ready when you call. Don't suffer through more sleepless nights. Don't let urgency and frequency ruin your days. An enlarged prostate may be inevitable, but it doesn't have to be a life
All I
sentence.
just stand on that doesn't know. So it doesn't matter.
Sleep peacefully to the sit up late to a ball game or movie. Drive up feeling about the next rest. Remember, call in the next 10 minutes to get a 30-day supply of Ultimax for those life as our free gift. Don't wait. Call now to get Prospect for 30 days. All you pay is shipping and processing.
Dr. May, we asked some callers on the line questions. Chris in Rochester, you're on the air.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm just beginning to see some of these things happen, and I get a little scared. How quickly that are divorcing and reverse the process.
Okay, should be more
No,
less
I can
good.
tell you how quickly your
Okay,
symptoms
should
are
be
going to
less
progress. I can only tell you that with time they will get worse.
Okay, we should
But
be
if you start Prospect,
Don't
it
lie.
has ingredients that will reverse that process.
Don't
The day
worry
you start,
about
the healing will begin.
We won't.
Our next caller is Lou
Just
from
roll the
New
rest,
York.
you
You have a
know,
question for
like
the
that
doctor.
roll.
Hi, Yes, Dr. I'm 62 years old, and I'm having some of the symptoms you're discussing today. And some of these lead to cancer.
Don't start bossing.
Lou, the simple answer is no. But the man at 62 has benign prostatic enlargement is also associated with a risk for cancer. Remember, I encourage every man at the age of 50 to see their physician, have a digital rectal exam, and a PSA measure. You've got to rule out cancer, then prostate and help alleviate the problems with a large prostate and increase your overall prostate health. These ingredients have been studied countless times with no side effects.
I'm glad someone has a loan on the line. Francine from Philadelphia. What's your question about tonight?
I'm really worried about my husband. He says he's fine, but I know something's wrong with him. He just gets up all night long to go to the bathroom, and when he goes to the bathroom, he's in there forever. He says nothing's wrong, but it's because his PS, whatever they call it, PSA is negative.
Don't like
And
it.
he doesn't know that. What should I do?
Francine, you've got to talk to him. Understand that it's unlikely that he has cancer, that's what the PSA means. But those symptoms are horrible, and they're interfering with his life and yours. And you've got to persuade him that there is something that can be done, and he doesn't have to live with those symptoms.
This is a perfect example of how it's not only affects the man, but his loved one too. I can't believe a man just think it's gonna go away. Francine, if you're still there, you gotta keep it warm. You gotta order this for him. Put it down and make him take it, because it's not gonna only help him, it's gonna help you in your relationship before it
That's all I mean.
gets any
It's
bigger
like,
problems.
And he's going to be grateful for your help.
All right, we have time for one more call. Neil from Los Angeles, how are you doing, Neil? You have a question?
I've been having some When I just have the prostate.
Good question.
Neil, your body is not like a car. You can't just change the oil filter. You may be trading a bad problem for a worse one. If you have your prostate removed, you run the risk of damaging the nerves and winding up incontinent, impotence. It is not the treatment of choice. It is truly your last resort.
Now, we only have a few minutes left. Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Problem with an enlarged prostate is
Don't take
inevitable.
the boss.
It's going to happen to every man listening out there today. So it's been a silent epidemic. Don't be afraid to talk about it. Don't be embarrassed. Don't wait until problems overtake your life. You have a family history of prostate problems, or have any symptoms such as frequent urination, urgency, hesitancy, getting up frequently at night, even discovered when you're urinating, or a diminished sex drive. Try CrossFit today. Get back to life.
For Dr. Manito, thank you for joining us, and be well.
I had run out of
Keep it warm on the counter. I don't know if you guys.
I noticed coming back that I get another once a night. I started eating twice a night. And I said, that's when I
It's
really
basically government.
I really this time. And that's I still
Being able to get full night's sleep, get up in the morning, and make a lot of weight loss.
because I eat
Just don't sit too close to the TV.
Introducing
Stand up like
the
this.
all-natural
Right
solution.
out
So
on your side.
it's guaranteed to give you relief
Okay,
in
well,
less than
change
30
the
days.
size of the letter.
Have your credit card and don't suffer through more sleepless nights. Don't let urgency and frequency ruin your days.
All right.
And the large prostate may be an
Here's the size of reading.
Sleep.
Like fully possible. And you're out there, like, not with that. You're getting rags all over the wall.
Call now and get a 30-day supply of Ultimax for those loving moments as our free gift. Don't wait. Call now to get such
You never play out.
All you pay is shipping
Turn
and
the kitchen fan on.
the preceding commercial program is sponsored by CrossFit LLC.
The preceding program was a paid commercial, which has been paid for by the advertiser, whose products and/or services are
Turn the
featured in
kitchen
this
fan on.
program.
Get them on.
Are you or a loved one between the ages of 50 to 80 years old? If you
If you are younger than 80 years old, do you receive Social Security, Disability, or Medicare? If you answered yes, you may qualify for $30,000 in funeral insurance for only pennies a day. The average funeral costs around $11,000, and Social Security only pays $255, leaving your loved ones to pay the balance. Call now to see if you qualify for $30,000 in funeral expense coverage from Senior Legacy Life. Your rate will never increase, your benefits will never decrease, and there is no medical demand, even if you have a pre-existing disease or illness. Don't be a financial burden to your family. Lock in your rate by completing an application over the phone right now. Would you qualify for funeral insurance up to $30,000 for only pennies a day? Find out by calling Senior Legacy Life.
Call 1-800-400-4117. That's 1-800-400-4117. 1-800-400-4117. The following program is a paid commercial, which has been paid for by the advertiser whose products and or services are featured in this program.
The following is a paid program for life.
Just go home.
I can't believe how spread.
It's got good camping. There's a lot of
I was really scared to just see her lying there.
lot of camping.
And nobody could help her. I couldn't even do anything. It's scary.
There's just like wherever. Comes down,
It's brutal in
I think it was the most frightening time of my life.
Will you be ready if disaster strikes?
Well, we
Will
get
your
some late
aging
lunch,
parents
take over,
survive?
and truck your
And
way.
if somebody breaks in,
That's a
if
lesson
you
you
wake
get
up
from
to find your
Moscow.
home filled with
I
snow,
guess too late,
if
you
you
like
fall,
to
you're injured, you can't get to your car. You can't get the help you need when you need it. The consequences of it have struck. On today's show, we will meet people who have the consequences of life and death. We will learn how they have and how they protect their own lives and those of their families.
Why the hell park just right
If you
outside
suffer
the patio?
a heart attack,
The
a
key is
broken
that
hip,
Got a bathroom,
or
nice
the
box.
key is quote,
if a fire breaks out,
number one of Russia.
if something breaks out,
President Biden
you need help.
sanctions against
And
Russia.
when you need that help,
This is last week,
it's very
already.
tough. You're by yourself, because others are very independent. After a minor medical emergency, her family became increasingly
Don't worry
concerned
about
about her living alone.
We're going to take the next time we shop.
My husband and I raised 3 children. And I
Always
always
take
take
care of myself.
Stop with the rush. That person can work.
My husband passed away 5 years ago. And I don't see myself remarrying.
But bad
But
working.
I don't
I
have
think
the energy or
I'm
strength
tell
to
you.
carry on my life.
Very stuff. Walk on the
I worry
water.
about
Expansion. Leads to military.
I live my best way.
So that's work.
But I worry about
Bigger.
her all the time.
Like,
It's not that she's frail exactly, but she's not as strong as she used to be. And I just can't stand the idea of her getting into trouble and not being able to help her. Last year, I slipped in the shower and the pain
Well,
in my
that
head
was,
was so
was 80-some years ago.
get out.
That's got
But she left.
That guy, go home.
She met her in the
Watch
patio.
out, man. What
She
else
was
you
just
got?
laying there for hours.
So you got access to what I'm saying?
Coming over to lunch. When I
You guys want some, ocean flies inside the beach, some, leather hides, some, five, cow.
She was just lying there and then the
I
house had
got excess beef and that's
So
our
I
thing.
thought everything else she was getting hypothermia.
Gotta get rid of it before I get
Pain
sick.
would go away.
But-
And then I could get up, find a phone.
And all it's cold weather,
I
so
wondered,
I can, whatever,
Mother made light of the situation,
whatever,
but I could tell she was
blue
very
gas, you
stressed.
know, that's just
I
not.
couldn't help but think
Go ahead.
that I had to come up for lunch that day.
I gotta
It
get
really
rid
scared me.
of it.
I didn't think she said words.
Just put your initials on the invoice. We'll throw our initials on
But
the
when she
invoice.
talked about her retirement home, I told her
The
I
invoice
love
gets turned in if you are.
my home. I raised my children and you were here. But this,
Put your initials on the invoice
I'm
and,
not gonna give up my house just
we'll,
because I
whatever.
Mother
Like
Mary.
that.
She
I
just
know,
couldn't
I know
look
who you're
at
talking
us.
about.
We were just so worried about her safety.
I need like people run around the fence. What makes me think I want them to do that? But I don't.
They allowed me to
So
stay
we
at
don't like
home
whatever.
and have as much privacy and solitude.
Why they keep on around saying like
It gives
whatever, they
us
don't like the
confidence
deal.
that anything happens, she'll have the help she needs right at her fingertips. I don't feel like I'm
I
gambling
got
with my
excess,
life just by living alone.
livestock, but that's okay.
Actually, a month ago, I
Well,
did have an
I don't know if
emergency.
you know what
I started
that
wet
is.
patching my kitchen.
Anyway, I got
and
excess
get out
livestock.
and I pushed the light
It's a lot of something.
and before I knew it wasn't dispatcher making sure I was okay. He contacted the paramedics and they were here for
Okay, I
that.
wanna watch my
The
burger.
dispatcher also contacted my daughter, so before I knew
I
it,
watch Don't
I
Miss
had
That.
help and my family surrounded
No,
me.
it's not.
I can honestly say that Life Alert saved my
So we
life.
just say Don't Miss That what you want.
If I didn't have it, he knows how long
Don't
we
mix
would
the
have been on the
arms.
floor. An hour,
All right,
a
cost
day,
you.
a week. I knew I couldn't get
Hey,
up.
don't use shrimp. All we do is call it confusion.
So Life Alert knew what I was. Thank you very much. I was trying to stay for a long time. And as long as I'm here, Life Alert will be here with me, making sure I'm safe.
This is all plastic.
Without help, Mary's accident could easily have been tragic. But thanks to Life Alert, she got the help she needed.
Confusion.
Life Alert responds to your medical emergency at the touch of a button and sends the help you need fast. No one should lie on the floor for hours
Air
waiting
freight,
for help that
post
may never come.
stamps,
There's no
doesn't
delay.
really stop the cost.
Life Alert can use any kind of emergency.
This air freight,
Need medical
post
protection from intruders. There are trained personnel on
stamps.
call at
No,
our
you don't have to give us a frank.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Why not pick up the phone now and call for your insurance? You never know when an emergency will arise. Let Life Alert be your backup. Life Alert can take the difference between an accident and a tragedy.
Just pay the air freight. That's the way, air freight doesn't really care.
Without emergency protection,
Air freight
protection
doesn't
take your life.
really.
But with Life Alert, when emergencies happen, one person above can get you help fast. Life Alert puts emergency.
Stop doing that. The government of laws man, not a name.
Life Alert sends a life from the
Government of laws
catastrophe that concerns us.
If I didn't have Life Alert, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-961-5858.
Stop saying people have to do
That's
that.
1-800-961-5858. Call now at 1-800-961-5858 to get a free brochure.
Stop saying
That's 1-800-961-5858.
Well, since huge turnaround yesterday, the market fell sharply in regards falling watches and
Here, and I just want to thank you because
Doesn't
if they
understand.
tried to quit yesterday, and
nation. The Dow also closed up 92 points, bouncing back from a more than 800-point plunge. The Nasdaq came back after tumbling
it's a
more
wonderful thing.
than around 40.
Thank you.
When you fall and cannot get up, an accident can turn into a tragedy. But with Life Alert, one touch
President
of button
Biden
can
is
get
trying
you
to ease
help
fears
fast.
about rising gas prices because of the
Life Alert saves a
Russia-Ukraine
person from a
war.
catastrophe
Yesterday on Twitter, he said
every 10
his
minutes.
administration is taking steps to bring down the costs. He warned American oil and gas companies not to
Sitting
support
here
conflict to
For a
raise
free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-961-5858. That's 1-800-961-5858. Call now at 1-800-961-5858 to get a free brochure. That's 1-800-961-5858.
Russia supplies more than 10%.
The only smart thing you can do is to be prepared.
Third, that Moscow
James and Lucy
limit
Walker
sales
thought
of
they were
oil and
prepared.
other energy
They didn't
products
have
in
Life
retaliation to sanctions. Given
Imagine losing
that
everything.
impact,
A lifetime of the things you saved and cherished. Family heirlooms, artworks,
We also could see
all the things you
agricultural
earned and
prices
enjoyed
wheat
after a
and corn,
lifetime of hard
because
work.
Russia and Ukraine are big
I can't believe
exporters.
how
And
quickly
finally,
the
we can
price
see
spread.
metal prices will become higher.
Everything we do,
Palladium is in those chips
When
that
your
we need in
home goes
cars.
up in flames, it's not just a building going up in smoke.
Also
It's your
complicated
life.
decision making at the Federal Reserve, which had been planning to raise interest rates to fight inflation. And the next meeting is in a few weeks.
Advertising. People just don't want it.
The only thing
Like,
that
you put a barrier to education, saying like, whenever you're a privileged person, you put a barrier to education with tuition. People know they've already
Now
paid.
it's time to already
Don't
the Augustine
passions.
Science
They don't want symbols. They don't want name recognition. They don't want advertising. And they don't want your institutional barriers. They don't want.
But they said that we had something to do with the closed term.
Simply put, they say it's a government law.
the fire department did
Just
show up.
stop trying to use someone else's.
And it all happened so quickly, because by the time we got out, the fire was out.
Here we have two very similar fire events, but the outcomes could not be more different. What was different? Life alert. Life alert detected the fire and called for help even when the Augustines were immoral. A 24-hour monitored fire protection system is the best way to safeguard your life and all that you hold dear.
We signed up for Life Alert because Marty has a heart condition. And my fear is that something could happen to him while I'm watching.
Well, most people think that the life alert is just a medical alert system, but
That's not out there.
it also detects fires. It sure saved our house. I'll tell you, if no one was home, so that fire would just get we'd have lost everything.
We need to know that we can cover ourselves. Always be concerned on my part about something beyond that. And Life Alert is what we chose to be.
Generally speaking, that's what this is. At 75
I think that we can handle anything now that we have life alert.
If you're worried about your safety, or if you're worried about a family member, you need to call Life Alert. Life Alert will give you peace of mind with a system that saves lives every day of the year. Having a Life Alert system in your home will not be simple. Just pick up the phone and call now for a free brochure.
Yeah, what happened? Well,
This is like
these things are salty. Some
I'm
of
calling for help right now.
What do you do? General sleeping, is that your sister and cat? If I say something like general sleeping. General quiet. How much you just stop a cat?
Turn into a tragedy.
He's back to date the first one. We'll be trying for it. The White House said that he's not trying to announce by Monday. Mr. Biden has reportedly interviewed Qatar President Michelle Childs and beyond for Life Alert.
Say that.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-961-5858. That's 1-800-961-5858. Call now at 1-800-961-5858 to get a free brochure. That's 1-800-961-5858.
More people get hurt falling in the shower or the bathroom than any other emergency. For these emergencies, Life Alert invented the new waterproof helmet for special protection.
This is Life Alert. What is your emergency?
Help! I've fallen in the shower and I can't get up.
Don't worry, man. Help is on the way.
The helpline is for your combination with Life Alert's regular emergency services, which includes medical emergencies, home insurance, fire protection, gas poisoning, mobile help, and GPS. Life Alert saves a life from a potential catastrophe every 10 minutes.
If it weren't for Life Alert, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-961-5858. That's 1-800-961-5858. Call now at 1-800-961-5858 to get a free brochure.
It's in
Life
slow
Alert's
motion.
always there when you need help.
It's in way slow
We
motion.
have people day and night, 7 days a week, 52 weeks a year.
It's in way.
Meet Alice for it. Alice found herself alone for the first time in 35 years. She wanted to continue living in her home, but was afraid of what would happen in case of emergency.
When you have a partner that you do everything with, you garden together, you shop together, you go on vacations together, and all of a sudden they're not
So it's
there.
like,
You feel like you've lost part of you. I've seriously considered moving closer to my daughter
Well, it's really hard to part with something that you've had for so many years. I can't stand to box everything up and give it away and go and live in an assisted living place because I wouldn't have all the things that I love. I love my garden. I love my kitchen. I love my friends and my neighbors and my dog and 1,000 other things. Since my husband passed away, I had my own health crisis. It was the last straw. I had to lie there for nearly 2 hours before I realized I needed help. When I came back from the hospital, I had to do some serious thinking. I didn't want to be caught in that situation again, and I really didn't know what to do. I didn't want to give up my home. I didn't want to go into a retirement home. And so, what do you do if something happened to you? You've already had a stroke. I've been here forever. It's not safe for you to be here alone. My daughter was terrified of me being alone. She was nervous. It was affecting her health and her work. Just worrying about me. And one day she heard something about Life Alert on TV. If you get into trouble, all you need to do is press the button. She says, Mother, I want you to look into this. I made the phone call. Very nice people. They told me that it was just like having somebody in the house with me. Because if I got into a situation that I wasn't comfortable or frightened or a health situation, that I could push that little button.
Walking on it.
I was in the yard playing with my dog when I had this terrible I knew I was having I remembered to push the Life Alert button on the hospital, and they contacted the paramedics. And they were there very quickly because being there in such a short time, I didn't have much damage. Boy, I'm well enough now. I'm back in my home. So much more secure knowing that I have Life Alert.
In many cases, Life Alert can mean the difference between life and death. Just because you live alone doesn't mean you can be alone when it comes to an emergency. You know you cannot reach out. You can have the constant protection of Life Alert.
J. Alexander King.
Because I can never get charged.
Make sure I wasn't on guarantee.
Derek Chauvin pressed his knee and deployed that for 9.5 minutes. King and Town were also charged with failing to intervene.
He's trying to get me to go out of the house.
Are you okay?
He's sitting here today.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-961-5858. That's 1-800-961-5858. Call now at 1-800-961-5858 to get a free brochure. That's 1-800-961-5858.
They got back in Army, which is for a while.
Naomi Ruckham, CBS News. Court last year.
We got Colorado, we got President, we got North Republic, we got.
Without emergency protection, you take chances with your life. But
But
with
you all in the Army, you're still in Howard. They say, well, we're gonna give you a test for that. He's a Muslim. North back.
is on the way. Life Alert saves a life from a potential catastrophe every 10 minutes.
The best qualifier is what those are.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-961-5858. That's 1-800-961-5858. Call now at 1-800-961-5858 to get a free brochure. That's 1-800-961-5858.
Although many of our subscribers are seniors, you don't have to be an older person to take advantage of Life Alert.
I take care of you and keep the doors locked. Hey, you're supposed to like put a name on your back. You don't have to pay later.
Perhaps the scariest possibility that any of us will face at home is the break-in of an intruder.
What they do?
Sometimes they carry weapons, sometimes they don't. But it's always dangerous.
Glad, whatever. So you come back. They said, well, you never fun. I brought up the little back. And they're like, well, don't do that at all. Like, 4 more. They don't go for it back. So on the back, I
remember thinking you always had a baseball bat on your back, but then immediately I thought, that's crazy.
They say, well, don't put it on your back. No, put it on your foot.
I'm not kidding you.
Stay there. Put it on my foot, just stay there.
I told him to activate flight. That's what it's there for.
There's not there.
And that
They
is
don't.
close to the life
Put it on your foot, and you develop.
This is Life Alert, Mr. Mason. Is there a problem?
I think there's someone
Okay.
downstairs.
I'll put it on my foot.
Okay, flag is down. Listen in for a few seconds. See what's going on. Is your bedroom door locked?
Yes.
This is Life Alert. You've been detected.
All right, now it doesn't like it.
Stop doing it. Immediately. The police are on their way.
Remind you,
Get out.
see the drop.
Leave now.
The next
They
day,
always,
the intruders.
I like this year, we already don't make it.
The police are reminding them.
Like I told you, you can't stand local taxpayer, right, it's fun.
Last year, he was scary.
Our rates running around
Actually.
saying taxes back at first, not less.
Because of life
No,
alert.
taxes back
The
less.
intruders fled so quickly,
Part of it
we
is just
never
like
even
this.
saw them.
And they're saying, well, no, they don't like paying taxes, and then,
I suppose
gonna
I
attack.
could have confronted them.
Okay, that's all they do. So they've been saying they don't like paying taxes, they don't want to tax you since like 1774.
Life Alert's emergency system is so sensitive, the moment you press the alert button, we activate our list
Well,
of
they're all
notifications
mad
system,
about taxes.
and your Life Alert dispatcher stays with you throughout the incident. We notify emergency services and stay on the
Yeah,
line
you don't
with
say
you until
big
help
round,
arrives.
that's not big round.
Life Alert is devoted to your personal safety, your health, and the
No, you didn't
protection
pay
of
taxes here, you
Signing up
filed
for Life Alert
a long
allows
form
you
of
to live
vote.
alone and feel
You
safe.
file a long form of vote, they're gonna attack you, because they think that whatever they did, they think politics is what matters means. So, okay, the guy, files a long form, and that's it. So I was like, so I got it done. So I did this. And whatever the guy says, I'm locked up on. Okay, the guy's not gonna catch you. The guy says, well, I got more, commercial property. Defense commercial property. All day, anytime we want. There's no you can't just hold back on the property. He says, well, that's the government do it. You've got to buy, real estate holder.
For a free Life Alert
They
brochure,
report
call
on her
1
property.
800
They said, well, I'm not gonna consider you a real estate
That's
holder.
1
I'm gonna
800
consider you a
961
renter.
5858.
Go out some Wisconsin,
Call now
wants
at
10 farmers.
1-800-961-5858
They ain't no tenant farm.
to get a free
They
brochure.
know tenant
That's
farmers. over there like $100.
1-800-961-5858.
Nobody wants to be your tenant farmer, regardless of
Than
Wisconsin.
any other home emergency. For these
They
emergencies,
keep saying like, well,
invented the new water
you're just a
for
leaseholder,
special protection.
and so, you can't,
This is Life Alert.
you know,
What is your
close
emergency?
commercial property. Oh, shit. And whatever, this office across the street,
Help is on the way.
that's just chicanery.
That
What,
help button
that's,
is
I don't
offered in
know what they think
combination
that
with
is.
Life Alert's regular
But
emergency
that's
services,
just
which includes medical
Or
emergencies,
those people there, they say
fire
like,
protection, gas
they
poisoning, mobile
They
help,
won't
and
do it.
GPS. Life Alert saves a life from
They keep
potential
trying to say they're
catastrophe
communism.
every 10
They're
minutes.
gonna have you do it.
I would be sitting here today.
They're gonna have you
For a
press
Life Alert
that button.
brochure, call 1-800-961-5858.
They press off on something once. Like, we'll go away.
1-800-961-5858.
I don't know what the guy is to press the button.
1-800-961-5858 to get
He's
a
got
free
pulled it
brochure.
up.
You've seen now how Life Alert can protect you in so
Well,
many
both
ways
of them
inside
say.
your home. But Life Alert can mean the difference.
They're both communists, they're both saying,
Independently, and having
hey, we're gonna take this outside and see
Consider
if you
this.
deserve it.
Life Alert can also
That's what
protect
they
you
did.
from emergencies
Like,
outside
that's
of
what
the Life Alert monitoring.
Hey, mister, we're made you free.
Inside,
and independent.
you can
That's
help
what
you
they
in your
do.
emergency, even if you cannot reach a phone to call for help.
Yours always limited to independence. Guess what?
Meet Emma White
You practice on
every
yourself.
Tuesday in the Rose and Trash.
How they go to free service. They both take your money and they both free service. So basically, what these things here, like this one here, they all do use service. Try to get you use service.
But you still have.
So they're all kinds.
I was
As
just.
soon as they try to tell you to do something, like bring your trash can back,
Somehow I slipped.
that's fine.
And I felt like such
Oh,
a.
yeah, your trash can's not supposed to happen.
I was like,
They're supposed to have a metal counter, they're supposed to be on your back.
I stuck out there and
You're supposed to have to put it.
hours and possibly even
Okay,
days.
you're a lady. Well, then feel that, what's here? You don't do
Since
anything.
I was out in the garage, I was
Okay,
there
whatever,
with
where's
this
your
doctor
son?
and
You
later.
ran him off.
But when I pressed
You ran your
the
son off because somebody took your deal down?
the dispatcher
Okay,
couldn't
you
get
ran your son
inside
off
the
because somebody
house.
took your deal down.
The emergency vehicle,
So that man comes by, okay, what's that man? He wants your entire
turned
state.
out I didn't get hurt at all.
Your son did it?
The only
No.
damage was
So
my
let your
car.
son take your trash out.
And luckily, they had me up and on my feet before my daughter.
Yeah, what kid
I
neighbor?
already contacted her too.
Nothing.
They must have been there 10 minutes before I
You
got
pay
there.
a kid neighbor,
They already had her up
$100, $10
and
to
was
get
working
the
on her. She looked fine. I was so happy.
Guess
I
what?
can tell you this, I'll have life alert for as long as I live in my home.
It is so reassuring to know that my mother, if she puts out a life alert, if something like this ever happens again, she falls, she trips, she goes down for some reason,
They can't
she's
have
got
that,
something that
that's
she
how
can
you
activate
lift
to
that
get
one,
help right
that's
away.
just more lube.
It's such an
That's
easy way
plastic
to
lube,
feel safe
that's
and
lube,
be
that's
safe
steroids.
inside
You
your
don't
home.
want. We have,
I need to outside your
our Rust Creek,
That is certainly a very powerful story. And witness that Watkins had life.
most,
During the past 30 minutes, we've shown
like
how life alert saved your life in emergency. Whether it's a fire, a break-in, or a medical emergency, like a stroke, heart attack, or cancer. Life alert is there for you when you need it. All it takes to get life alert in your home or to call your family member is a simple phone. Why gamble on something as precious as your life? It's time you felt protected. It's time for you or a loved one to have life alert. Don't put off. Call us now. Thanks for watching.
Hey, play hockey. Can't fucking drive it. Should hockey talk. Go and play. That's not happening. Well, you have to slip. What do you have to do? You always have to park concentration. Now what do you got? Now you got concentration. Now you got social. You got social because of hockey. Hockey plays for social. That's why you got trash can for hockey. Look at the wood stick out there, and you start to have some concentration. You are bouncing it outside. All your stick there. What it is? Why the plastic glue? What's the plastic? What's the plastic? I'll do it all.
For a free life alert brochure, call 1-800-961-5858. That's 1-800-961-5858. Call now at 1-800-961-5858 to get a free brochure. That's 1-800-961-5858.
So what do they do? Hey, you don't want your brother going out there because the kids smoke. Guess what they do? Let's go back out in the woods and be buddies. That's what happens.
When you fall,
You don't want your brother going out there
can turn into
because
a
they're smoking
tragedy.
cigarettes.
With life alert,
And,
one day to well, get to fast.
This is life alert. Right now.
you go up there.
Saves a life from a
Brother,
catastrophe.
Mom goes, hey, why aren't you telling me your brother? Hey, but it's full of nice people. Hey, but that's what they
Sitting here today.
For a free life alert brochure, call 1-800-961-5858. That's 1-800-961-5858. Call now at 1-800-961-5858 to get a free brochure.
Get them, and then it's like we have cigarettes. That's not what. Okay, that's not woods. We like woods. Oh, by the way, here's a cigarette. Here's a Right, that, or that. Hey, mister, why don't you stop smoking? So, we say $1,300 a year, and then you can, whatever, pay the sausage, look out. You have to pay the tax, look out, you just start smoking, and I'll say $1,300. And basically, why do I pay tax for a lot more? I wouldn't take that on it. Yeah. I didn't pay tax for that.
For free life
Well,
alert
that
insurance,
passes
call
for school, that passes for school. I just want to hang out there with my friend.
961-5858.
Okay, that passes for
Call
school.
now at 1-800-961-5858 to get a free brochure.
Halloween number.
The procedure is a paid program for Life Alert.
The preceding program was a paid commercial, which has been paid for by the advertiser, whose products and/or services are featured in this program. Are you between the ages of 50 and 75? If so, does your auto insurance payment reflect that you drive less now than you did 20 years ago? Industry analysts recommend that seniors check for better auto insurance rates every year until the age of 75. When was the last time you checked for a lower rate? With one call, the Senior Auto Insurance Helpline will help you shop several large A-rated auto insurers for the cheapest rates and the best coverage with plans as low as $9 a week. With 24/7 claims and customer service, they'll always be there when you need them. Best of all, getting a free quote will not cause your current rate to increase. Now is the time to pick up the phone and find out how much you could be saving. Will you qualify for a lower insurance rate for as little as $9 a week? Get a free quote now. Call 1-800-500-3422. That's 1-800-500-3422. 1-800-500-3422. The following program is a paid commercial, which has been paid for by the advertiser, whose products and/or services are featured in this program.
The following is a paid presentation for the Diva Instant Indoor-Outdoor Heater. Do you love the feeling of the outdoors?
And of course, the sunlight.
Can't wait to get out and enjoy fun-filled activities. Extend those warm summer days all year round with just the push of a button. Introducing the Diva Instant Indoor-Outdoor Heater. Link it to the warmest heater you'll ever own to make your summers last longer. Unlike standard outdoor heaters, the Diva heater is 100% weatherproof, so it's not affected by rain or wind. And you won't believe the cost savings. This standard outdoor gas heater costs around $2.64 per hour to run. Not to mention the time and gas.
Goddamn pounders. That's this goddamn McDonald out here. About 37. Oh, excuse me. That goddamn pounder since that goddamn McDonald out here on 37, 38. Goddamn pussy. That's the house.
Plus, this infrared image shows how an outdoor gas heater can take forever to warm up and can cost you a fortune in gas. Have to warm up all the space between you and the heater before it even begins to heat you. Not the Diva heater. The secret is the carbon fiber technology that produces radiant heat rays, heating you directly with no waste of time and energy, heating all that air around you. It heats you quickly and deeply right to your very bones. And to prove it, just pressing a button, we had our correspondent James Cheney set up a demonstration at a chilly open-air shopping mall.
I've got a blind for you. If you don't mind putting that over your eyes, I want you to tell everyone at home when you can feel the heat and when you can't.
I can feel it. No, now I can't.
Okay, what about now?
Goddamn facial.
What about now?
Still off.
Like Candy Saint Shoebox.
Now it's on.
Oh, yeah, I like that a lot.
Candy Saint Shoebox.
Can you feel it
It's
in
a
your...
hot
Yes, I
fucking
can.
turn.
It's a nice,
It's
comfortable.
a hot turn, fucking gas ball. Right before
It's
page.
nice, it's like suddenly
It's
stepping
that's it.
outside into
Hot
the
turn
oxygen
gas
zone.
ball.
With standard
Knows
outdoor
your
gas
mind.
heaters, you have to disconnect the
Or
big and bulky gas tank, put it in your car, and drive it to who knows where to do an exchange. Then you have to drag it all the way to the backyard, reconnect the tank, and after that, you wait forever for it to refill.
Hey, I got told $27
per
How
hour
do you do that?
or simply push a button and in
No,
just a
look
few
at-
seconds, start enjoying the
I
feeling
get
of
sick
instant
to hot
heat
gas
for
roll
20 cents
the
per
day
hour.
That's it, right?
$2.44 every hour you use the Diva
I
Instant
don't
Heater.
want it.
With a typical outdoor gas heater, when the
It's
propane
like
runs
this
out,
shit, if you were
it's such
hungry,
pain
you
to
eat it.
take it out,
Fuck you.
plug it to
United
the
States, go
to
back over there.
the place is open, because usually you're using your heater at night after these places are closed, and then you have to lug it back, break your back, taking it out, re-plug it in, hope it lights on the first time. It's just a drag, especially compared to the instant heater.
Fuck United States, go back over there.
The instant heater is definitely the most convenient outdoor heater I've seen.
A typical gas heater, it's like $2 to $3 every hour that I use it. And that might not seem like a lot, but it adds up. In the instant heater, it's what, 20 cents per hour. Not only does it pay for itself after a pretty quick amount of time, but
Don't do that. The fuck United States, go back over there.
The Diva Instant Heater can save you even more money with its built-in eco-motion sensors. As you exit a room, the Diva Heater automatically switches on, and you start saving money immediately. Enter another room with a Diva Heater, and it automatically switches on, giving you warm instant heat where and when you need it. The Diva Instant Indoor-Outdoor Heater is the perfect heater to make your summers last longer, because it's not affected by rain or wind. To prove it, we set up a test to see how the Diva Heater can keep you up to 18 degrees warmer in the wind. The room temperature was set at 57 degrees as we start each year.
I read the fucking mode, and everybody here bugs fucking ass.
68 degrees at the same
Fuck
time, but
you.
Goddamn railroad. 77 degrees. The Diva Heater is 9 degrees warmer for you than the gas.
Hey, I built a fucking railroad, slaughtered millions of Americans, still want to charge you rent. Fuck you. Stay over there. Don't come here at me. Just stay the fuck over there. Don't come back here and tell me shit about that motherfucker Ronald Reagan and that motherfucker George Bush.
And with the last 10 years being the warmest decade on record, do you really want to contribute to even more harm?
These are the hands that slaughtered millions of fucking people. Goddamn railroad that nobody ever wanted and nobody ever will, motherfucker.
And saves you money. The choice is yours.
The gas heaters, they actually contribute to the climate problems that we're having. With the Tiva heater, we feel like we're not adding to that problem.
Since getting the Tiva heater, we found that the air quality is a lot better. It's really helped my wife who suffers from
Millions of fucking Americans
to be down to the
for a
Tiva
foreign power,
not using
goddamn railroad that nobody ever wanted, nobody ever will. Just stay the fuck out of here. Go back over there. Don't ever come back here. And don't ever speak here. Don't ever show your face here. Don't emulate shit from there here.
I feel like I'm ahead of the flag.
Wow, that's amazing. It's like instant sunshine.
You need to turn the heater on and feel the heat immediately, but you do this one.
But Diva Instant Heater is 100% weatherproof with an IPX.
That motherfucker wants to hang my name up on me like it's his. Paint orange around me like it's his. First my kidney like it's his. Or charge me $50,000 for 3 cases of hepatitis caused by him. That's why that punk's in prison to stay for life. Lady, his treatment, his Harmony ain't fucking new. It ain't worth no $50,000. And I don't need his fucking make work. I don't need to spur market development. I don't need to churn anybody's account. I don't need a goddamn consumer-driven economy. I don't need no motherfucker named John Maynard Keynes in this hemisphere at all. He simply wants to slaughter and raid here, but kill over there. Shut up about that motherfucker and your fallen chain.
It's designed to be the fastest fastest, warmest heater you'll ever own to make your summers last longer.
Simply wants to raid and slaughter and press here to kill here and there. Whoever mentioned that motherfucker to American children again, will hang you.
It produces radiant heat rays that heat you directly. It doesn't waste time and energy heating all that air. It heats you quickly and deeply, right to your very bones. And you won't believe
try to be friends with that motherfucker from Harvard, and we tried to be friends again with that motherfucker from Yale. You don't ever want to hear from any fucking Ivy League anything ever.
44 cents per hour, and it never runs out of gas at the wrong time. With no more use, the Tiva Instant Heater can pay for itself in just 3 months, and it all happens with the press of a button.
Yeah, the difference.
We don't want to be friends with any orangemen ever. They're simply not Americans. Fuck all orangemen. They're simply not Americans.
Plus, it's 100% weatherproof, so it's not affected by rain or wind. In a standardized wind test with a 9 miles per hour breeze, the Tiva heater measures a full 18 degrees warmer than the outdoor gas heater, even in real-life conditions. So with the Tiva Instant Heater with motion sensor, you save around $2.44 per hour and stay 9 degrees warmer than the outdoor gas heater.
Wow, it's not neat here. There's nothing on the side.
To hell
It's like instant
with your
sunshine.
Scotsman.
This one's definitely up.
To hell with your Edinburgh. It simply means Edinburgh. Take their fucking paradox and get the fuck out of it.
But when it gets really cold, you can take it indoors to create summer in your bedroom or your bathroom. The Tiva heater is an affordable and efficient way to heat your entire home with its money-saving built-in.
Yeah, these motherfucker who says in power here readily admits he's standing around giving a class in Edinburgh, and people are starving to death. Those big, strong, brave men are starving wee little small children to death while they rub their big fat belly tummies on top and eat their goddamn donut. They're their police state. They want you to rub the piggy's belly to get a donut. Fuck them.
And we'll upgrade you from the 1200 watt heater to the super warm 1500 watt outdoor vent pro heater. And with our 30-day money back guarantee, if you're not completely satisfied, simply return it within 30 days for a full refund of the purchase price. So call now to get a luxurious body warming instant heat on a 30-day risk-free trial for only $14.95. Call 1-800-230-8973 now or go online.
Hey, they're police state. You don't want it. You don't want police at all.
8973 or Tiva.com. Call or go online
You
now.
don't need a police state.
If you don't want to put that on your eyes, I want you to tell everyone at home
You
what
wouldn't
you
want
can
a
do.
police state even if you need it.
Oh, I can feel it. No, I remember what now.
Hey,
Okay, what about now?
if you want to run a protection racket, you gotta blow the dry cleaner. In other words, if you want to run a protection racket, you gotta cause your own problem to fix.
It's gone now.
So what is your protection racket
It's
feeling?
not suddenly
Gold.
stepping outside into the
Diamond.
afternoon sun.
With standard
Coal.
outdoor gas heaters, you have to
Alcohol.
disconnect the
Tobacco.
big and bulky gas tank
Fire.
out of your car and drive
That's what they do.
to do an exchange.
That's all they are.
All the way to the backyard.
Don't
Reconnect
fucking
the tank, and
want.
after lighting, you wait forever for it to warm up.
They do in cars,
Pay around $2.64
not like Richard Pryor.
or simply push a button and in just a few seconds start enjoying
We'd rather have
instant
cat.
direct heat for only around 20 cents
Rather
per
have
hour.
clothes
Save about
than
$2.44 every hour you use the Tiva Instant Heater.
With a typical outdoor gas heater, when the propane runs out, it's such a pain. You have to take it out, plug it to your car, take it to get refilled, hope the place is open because usually you're using your heater at night after these places close. And then you have to lug it back, break your back for taking it out, re-plug it in.
Hey, Solomon Young was a wagon.
It's especially compared to the instant heater where you
He's
just
got
plug
a
it in
key,
and
one.
everything. The instant heater is definitely the most convenient
I mean,
heater.
A typical gas heater,
never had
$2 to $3 every hour that I use it. And
want
that might not seem like a lot, but it adds up.
You don't want your
In an
goddamn
instant heater,
recreation.
it's
You
what,
don't
20
want your
cents per
goddamn
hour.
car.
Not only does it pay for
About that
itself,
sulfur, when they done it little
with a lot
children,
of time,
so we
but I
bought
don't
the
have to
car.
worry about how much it's
That
costing me
social
to use
food
it.
stage is right there at the table. Lying around, going guns at children, and eating instant.
The Tiva heater automatically switches on, and you start saving money immediately.
So this guy on the hill says, well, that's good.
Automatically switches on,
It's
giving
his
you
wife's
more
first
instant heat where and when you need it.
Well, I don't know what the fuck to stop over today, but we're buying them out, you know, shoot children.
The Tiva heater can keep you up to 18
You know, they shoot children like goddamn wire. They flip right firearms and fucking Japanese motorcycles. And it's quite a bit of menacing shit.
At the same time, the Tiva heater climbs even faster.
I don't know. For some reason, kids want to go out there and play mine and ride a I don't know why the fuck you want to do that. There's a horse trail. I don't know what the fuck you need a horse trail for. I don't know what the fuck you need a play mine for. You want to fucking play mine? Okay, there's a brick. Now what? You don't want to play mine anymore? Hey, plant some. It was shrub-free for years. Okay, it was shrub-free and gully wash for years. Okay, shrub-free and gully wash for years. Anyway, goddamn highway. And they want to stick together goddamn workplace. What's your goddamn workplace? What's your goddamn highway? What's your goddamn gully wash? What's your goddamn structure?
The environment and our wallets versus the Tiva
There you go.
virtually no health risks.
Don't need it.
Zero carbon monoxide.
Just smooth it out. Plant some grass.
The gas heaters, they actually contribute to the climate.
They were the clay mine.
With the tea,
Perhaps you mine the clay, it's a gully wash.
Since
You can't get killed there.
we
I need dirt track. I don't want dirt track. I don't want you having a dirt track. You want bed, because you dirt track. So anyway, you gotta argue like this, smooth it out, whatever, plant some grass. You have to go out
Solutions
and
eliminating those risks.
Today, it takes 2,000 years to make 2 inches of concrete. Bullshit. It takes some fucking worms. Throw some fucking worms out there, plant some fucking grass. There's worms right down in the creek. Look it out there, plant some grass.
you never turn the heater on and feel the heat immediately, but you do with this one.
Then you ain't got no grass, you ain't got no earth, goddamn water. You do that goddamn highway, there's more people right over there, they with a goddamn car, and they have no use for it. You live right over the goddamn car, where we do something for you, they're gonna give a sandwich and $2, it's not back over here. And then the motherfucker says he's gonna pull in and say, hey, live in your own house. Maybe live in a house that he ain't got enough money to live. He thinks he gets every the money you made more. He's gonna go over there with the money you made over there. He's gonna go over there and say, hey, live in your own house.
Can be even cheaper.
There's a hey, Mr. What wrong with this? You're talking like this. What do you mean I can't acquire a house with the money he made? You're fucking nuts. Get the fuck out of here. Hey, Mr. This is first step, second district. Fuck the second district. Get the fuck out of here. Go on, really trying to. Please, go right next to me. Please go somewhere else. Fuck that. Stop coming over here and saying, anything is yours. And you're saying anything.
Can't wait to get
Go
out
fuck out of here.
fun-filled activities? Well, now you can extend those works
Throw on you. Never did, never will. Throw on your goddamn highway. Never did, never will. Yes, what people all these call hoses. I mean, they're siphoning off this money. And it's coming back saying,
Standard outdoor heaters.
Rich, what the fuck do you mean that's yours? Well, I guess a lot of you people, you don't know this was washing.
All the space between you and the heater before
We
it
did
even
this.
begins to heat you.
Go over 100 years.
The Tiva heater.
Yeah,
The secret is
was
the
on.
Tiva heater's carbon
Yeah,
fiber
most was on
technology.
dead.
It produces radiant heat rays
Was
that
it?
heat you directly. It doesn't
Cold.
use time and energy heating
Really
the
cold.
air. It heats you quickly and
I want
deeply.
to listen with them at all.
And you
Why? I don't think that is.
the standard outdoor
That's
gas
a big
heater costs
disinforming.
$2.64.
That guy's been days and through tents.
To the time and gas you spend on exchanging
Wants to
tickets.
like mess around with the city treasurer. Buy a bunch of houses and then pay the same rate with the city treasurer. Hey, they take money right out of the city treasury. They put it in whatever their benefit fund.
The difference
He
is
signs out whatever,
like
$100,000, $200,000 from his benefit fund. Okay, he's got this.
So with the instant heater,
What he
it's
traded? Pistols, gold. They sits there in their place, pistols, gold, and diamonds.
The Tiva heater measures about 18 degrees warmer than
What
the
is
heater,
the
even
city
in
treasurer?
real-life conditions.
What you do with that? They buy a bunch of these old houses.
You save around
Do with that, you know, saying a bunch of people.
degrees warmer than the
They won't
outdoor
tell
gas
you.
heater.
Oh, it's not heat here. There's nothing
They
on
say
the
it's
side
complaining
with the
about somebody's
gas.
compression.
It's like instant sunshine.
Maybe we're not complaining about somebody's compression. Maybe all those assholes who that kind of shit.
That's good, though. The
Maybe
sun
not.
is really warm, really
Maybe those
cozy.
assholes want
With the Tiva Instant Indoor-Outdoor Heater, not only can you make your outdoor summers last
Anyway,
longer,
you
but it's
think
really
like
cold. You
you're
can
in
take
with
it
us.
indoors to create
All
summer
the
in your
all
bedroom
those
or
redheads
The
and
Tiva
all
Heater is an
these
affordable
water
and efficient way
bombs.
to heat your entire home with
Ass out
light
there.
saving built-in motion
Well,
sensors
I
that
guess
automatically
sand
shut
or
off
whatever.
when you leave one room and turn
I
on when you
smell
enter another, so you don't waste heat
Well,
and money in rooms you're not using. Why wait all that time and waste all that money?
Yeah, you're right
heating
smack
up
there in the middle of
heaters when
Detroit.
the Tiva
Well,
Instant
you want
Heater
to swap
heats
with
your
theirs,
heater
right
directly
down there.
within moments of turning on. And the Tiva
By,
Instant Indoor-Outdoor
right
Heater
down there
offers
by
3 days
what's it called,
risk-free
by,
trial for only
by right.
$14.95. That's right, just
Not too far from,
$14.95.
not too
We'll
far
wait
from
cars right now, and we'll
Wow.
upgrade you from the
Wow.
1200 watt heater to the super warm
Yeah, we
1500
changed
watt
the
outdoor
water.
event pro heater. And with our 30-day money-back guarantee,
It's not
if
too
you're
far.
not completely satisfied,
My
simply
workplace
return it
is
within 30
like
days for a
miles
full
from there.
refund of the purchase price. So call now to get a luxurious body-quick
Right there.
instant heat on a 30-day
Okay,
free
the
trial
work,
for
concrete.
$14.95.
Okay,
Call
cool.
1-800-230-8973 now
Okay, the
or
work
go
concrete.
online at
Cool.
tiva.com. That's 1-800-230-8973 or tiva.com. Call or go online now.
I've got a blindfold there for you. If you don't mind putting that over your eyes, I want you to tell everyone at home when you can feel the heat and when you can't.
Oh, yeah, you expect that a little bit.
No,
Well, you, I don't want you like paying for a house all over.
What about now?
They're happy. They're
Now
happy.
it's on. Oh, yeah, I like that a lot.
They're up there.
Hey, where did it go? Bring it back, bring it back.
Can you feel anything yet?
Yes, I can. It's a nice,
Hey,
comfortable
like
vape.
It's going now.
Cats, we span.
And it's back. It's nice. It's like suddenly stepping outside into the afternoon sun.
With standard outdoor gas
Well,
heaters, you have to
there's also
disconnect the
some things
big
to
multi-gas tank,
like,
put it
you
in
know,
your car, and drive it to who knows where to do an exchange. Then you have to
Make
drag it all the way to the backyard, reconnect the tank, and after lighting, you wait forever for it to warm up. Would you rather do that and pay around $2.64 per hour for heat? Simply push a button, and in just a few seconds, start enjoying the feeling of instant direct heat.
You got me.
And save about $2.44 every hour you use the Tiva
Oh, he
Instant
did.
Heater.
So with a typical outdoor gas
We
heater,
said, I think they had our
you
wedding
know,
reception.
it's such a pain. You have to
Very
take
much.
it out,
Like that.
plug it to your car, take it to get
Okay,
refilled.
okay.
Hope the place is open because usually
Okay,
you're using
whatever.
a heater at night after these things. And then you go plug it back,
Okay,
break it
Senator,
back, take it out,
maybe I did.
replug it in, hope
Okay,
it
well,
lights on the first time. It's just
Senator,
a drag,
Senator,
especially
maybe I-
compared to the
what
instant
happened?
heater where you just plug it in and don't have to
Right, that's the part, right?
The instant heater is definitely the most
That's
convenient
just the
outdoor
matter.
heater I've seen.
A typical gas heater, it's like $2 or $3 every hour that I use it.
They ain't gotta do it.
And that might not seem
What
like a
around
lot,
there?
but it adds up. In the instant heater, it's what, 20 cents per hour.
Reimbursable.
Not only does it pay for itself, but I don't have to worry about how much it's costing me when I use it.
That's on the population.
Heater can save you even more money with with its built-in eco-motion sensors. As you exit a room, the Tiva heater automatically switches on, and you start saving money immediately. Enter a number for the Tiva heater, and it automatically switches on, giving you warm instant heat where and when you need it. The Tiva Instant Indoor Outdoor Heater is the perfect heater to make your summers last longer because it's not affected by rain or wind. To prove it, we set up a test to see how the Tiva heater can keep you up to 18 degrees warmer in the winter. The room temperature was set at 57 degrees as we start each heater, but operating at full power. It takes 1 minute and 22 seconds for the outdoor gas heater to reach a warm 68 degrees. At the same time, the Tiva heater climbs even faster to adjust to 77 degrees. The Tiva heater is 9 degrees warmer for you than the gas. And watch what happens when we add wind to the equation. It takes just 30 seconds for the gas temperature to drop 9 degrees, while the Tiva heater is not affected by the wind. Its deep heat stays 18 degrees warmer than the gas. To recap, in an outdoor freeze, the Tiva instant heater can pump out a full 18 degrees more heat directly to you than the outdoor gas heater. Plus, gas heaters are flammable and give off carbon monoxide, which is often called the silent killer. And with the last 10 years being the warmest decade on record, do you really want to contribute to even more carbon monoxide polluting our precious air? So gas heaters can protect our health, the environment, and our wallets. That has virtually no health risks, gives off zero carbon monoxide, and saves you money. The choice is yours.
The gas heaters with the Tiva heater.
Since getting the Tiva heater, we found that the air quality is a lot better, and that's really helped my wife who suffers from asthma, and that has to be down to the Tiva heater and not using a gas heater.
Being a firefighter for 12 years, I've seen the harmful consequences of gas issues. The Tiva heater is a great solution to eliminate those risks.
And not only that, but with the commercial-free multi-directional stand, it's easy to pick up and move anywhere outdoors. So now, wherever you go, the feeling of warm and cozy sunshine is right there to provide instant comfort.
I feel like I put my hand in front of the fire.
Oh, that's amazing. It's like instant sunshine.
Efficient and powerful Tiva heater gives you 4 heat settings to save you even more money. Earliest setting 4 bathes you in warm fire glow that turns cool breezy evenings into warm balmy evenings. It only costs around 20 cents an hour to run. Even level 3 can make the outdoors feel like indoors. And it costs back to less than 15 cents per hour. The 4 heat settings combined with the automatic timer and motion sensors gives you money savings and levels of comfort you simply don't get with ordinary heaters. In fact, the powerful and efficient Tiva instant heater can be even cheaper to run than a hungry little fan heater that takes forever trying to heat up all that air.
Regular heaters are down on the floor, they're noisy with their fans, they're slow to start up to get really warm.
Heat points for my body rather than just my face. Cheaper to run, which is fabulous.
Here's how you can save money and make your summers last longer with your very own Tiva Instant Indoor-Outdoor Heater. Do you love the feeling of the outdoors on those warm summer nights? Can't wait to get out and do those fun-filled activities? Well, now you can extend those warm summer nights all year round with just the push of a button. Introducing the Tiva Instant Heater. Sleek and stylish, it's designed to be the fastest, warmest heater you'll ever own to make your summers last longer. Standard outdoor heaters can take forever to run and can cost you a fortune in gas. In fact, this infrared image shows how an outdoor gas heater has to warm up all the space between you and the heater before it even begins to heat you. The Tiva heater, the secret is the Tiva heater's carbon fiber bulb technology. It produces radiant heat rays that heat you directly. It doesn't waste time and energy heating all that air. It heats you quickly and deeply, right to your very bones. You won't believe this standard outdoor gas heater costs around $2.64 per hour to run. Not to mention the time and gas you spend on exchanging tanks. But the energy-efficient Tiva Instant Heater costs around 20 cents per hour to run. That's a savings of about $2.50 per hour. And it never runs out of gas at the wrong time. With no use, the Tiva Instant Heater can pay for itself in just 3 months, and it all happens
Yeah, the difference in cost is amazing. Like with my old heater, I was paying between $2 and $3 an hour for gas. And with the instant heater, it's 20 cents an hour, which is pay for itself.
Plus, it's 100% weatherproof, so it's not affected by rain or wind. In the standardized wind test with a 9 miles per hour breeze, the Tiva heater measures a full 18 degrees warmer than the outdoor gas heater, even in real life conditions. So with the Tiva instant heater with motion sensor, you save around 2 hours and 46 hours. It's 9 degrees warmer than the outdoor gas heater.
It's nothing on the side of the gas. It's like instant sunshine. Is this one on? This one's definitely on. Definitely feeling the
Instantly, the sun is really warm, really cozy.
With the Tiva instant indoor-outdoor heater, not only can you make your outdoor summers last longer, but when it gets really cold, you can take it indoors to create summer in your bedroom or your bathroom. The Tiva heater is an affordable, efficient way.
It was 2010. It was about 17 at the time. Jeremy.
Airsoft pistol, which is the plastic toy gun, looks very, very real.
Turns out their phaser was a fake. And now they'll have to boldly go where many thugs have gone before. Jake. In Taiwan, a man's effort to vent his anger backfires big time. When an ATM shortchanges him, he whacks it with a brick. But he didn't.
You're instantly weak.
At Menards, give any room a fresh look with the beauty and durability. Is your auto insurance?
The Bissell Crosswave X7 Cordless Pet Pro Multi-Circuit.
Did I get coverage?
The home you build with us will be your dream home. Color visit today. C.A. Jones, a new experience in home building.
Trucks, and more trucks. Get stock now at Chris Offenberg Chevrolet Buick GMC in Farmington. We are your one-stop for everything automotive. And for a great selection of Silverado and Sierra trucks. Right now, when you think Silverado or Sierra, think up to $3,500 off. That's $3,500 off Silverado and Sierra. Trucks, and more trucks. Get that at Chris Offenberg Chevrolet Buick GMC in Farmington. Advantage Offenberg.
MrKineagle.com is monitoring a website with dozens of integrated systems. So if anything goes wrong, she'll spring into action before you even notice. Nothing gets by Madonna. At MrKineagle.com, we got a guy, Tim, who's so good with emerging technologies that help his clients grow. You'd think he was from the future.
Are you a hologram from the future, Tim?
Very realistic.
You aren't just looking for any house, you're looking for a home. C.A. Jones builds homes with your quality of living in mind. Our flexible floor plans and energy-efficient designs ensure the home you build with us will be your dream home. Call or visit today. C.A. Jones, a new experience in home building.
Breaking out at night, the Russian invasion of Ukraine escalates as civilians hide underground and Russian troops and on the Ukrainian capital. We have the very latest developments from overnight. And a home invasion caught on camera in North St. Louis. Now police need your help in tracking down these thieves.
Live from the KOB Broadcast Center in downtown St. Louis, this is new. This Monday, watching out for you.
Friday night, right here on News Force Morning. I'm Maurice Trump, along with Kent Airlock. What will be like Friday?
You win. It is fun to finally still got to get through it.
It'll be easier. It'll be easier today without the ice and the snow. We are finished with that. Finite. We can put that one behind us. Oh, we don't have one from one. That's yesterday's graphic. We are looking at rain off to the east. And that's our system. Being something we're deal with. Now, it's cold here, and you couldn't even see a stray snowflake or two. Not out of question, but generally dry conditions. 22 degrees downtown right now. Good visibility. Roads are in pretty good shape. You're still going to encounter some patches of ice, though, as you head out this morning. So Be aware of that. 22 degrees and that west to northwest winds running 12 miles per hour. And that gives you feels like or a 10 degree. So, yeah, it's a cold morning and it will be a chilly day. We work our way into the mid-20s by 9 a.m. under cloudy skies, cold and dry. But we'll start to see a little bit of sunshine peeking through occasionally and a gradual warm-up that will carry us through the weekend. And that includes the Mardi Gras parade tomorrow. So 32 degrees plus today and some sun this afternoon. It warms up through the weekend and into next week. And no snow, no ice in the 7-day outlook. What's not to like about that? I'll tell you how we're heading into March coming up.
All right, check in soon. See you soon. Breaking overnight from the crisis in Ukraine. This is a new video of an apartment building that was on fire in the capital, Kyiv. Reports say Ukrainian forces shot down a Russian aircraft, which then crashed into an apartment building and burst into flames. The city was under fire as the invasion got underway, and it appears that Kyiv is the place where Russian forces are now circling. Bradley Blackburn is outside UN headquarters in New York with more.
Russian forces appear to be converging on Kyiv. Air raid sirens sounded in the Ukrainian capital this morning, followed by reports of explosions across the city. Residents were told to take shelter as world leaders braced for Kyiv to fall.
This is the opening salvo of a massive invasion, and we see this continuing and threatening Kyiv and threatening other major cities in Ukraine.
While it's difficult to verify casualty numbers, Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky said 137 Ukrainians were killed during the first day of the invasion, and he insists civilians are being targeted.
Russian leadership and sanctions. Here at the United Nations, they've been $1 billion for humanitarian efforts in Ukraine and calling for an immediate end to the hostilities. I repeat my to President
Putin, stop the military operation. Bring the troops back to Russia. President Biden blamed Russia for launching what he called a war without cause.
Putin is the aggressor. Putin chose this war. And now he and his country will bear the consequences.
The White House says 80% of Russia's banking assets are now subject to sanctions. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
This morning, President Biden will meet virtually with other NATO leaders. Situation in Ukraine. Other measures, U.S. and to give some perspective about the size of Ukraine, it covers 233,000 square miles. That's just slightly smaller than the state of Texas, which is about 200,000 square miles, and Ukraine, largest country in Europe after Russia. News 4 is also seeing local fallout from Russia's invasion. Alexis Zotos is tracking the ripple effects that's coming to the St. Louis metro area.
Prayers here in St. Louis as war wages halfway across the world.
Most of the families in our parish are fairly recent immigrants. So everyone has direct family connections and ties in Ukraine. Several of our parishioners are actually in Ukraine at this very moment.
At Assumption Ukrainian Catholic Church in South County, it has been a stressful 24 hours attempting to contact loved ones.
It hits very close to home. It's extremely personal.
There are many Ukrainian Americans here in St. Louis, as well as Russian Americans. I don't know. I'm ashamed to admit Tatiana owns Handlebar in the Grove and watched the invasion unfold on the news. And while there is a personal impact on our neighbors, the war in Europe will have an impact on all of us.
And this is a massive kind of attack that's really unlike anything we've seen since World War II.
Jim Worst is an international policy. We're all going to feel the impact of this conflict at the pump, at the grocery store, and in the stock market.
If you're getting ready to retire and suddenly your mutual fund drops by a third, that's big news.
But for those with family and friends in the middle of this horror, the potential loss is much greater than monetary. Don't take your freedoms for granted. Don't take your peace for granted.
We believe that as Christian, to love our neighbor. In this case, loving our neighbor also means defending our neighbor and our family and our land.
So some of that immediate impact is going to be here at the gas station as gas prices are likely to continue rising, according to experts. But another thing is the chips that are inside of our cars, the ones that are already really tough to find because of the supply chain shortage. Well, it could be even harder to get them. That's because the materials to make them, well, a lot of them come from Russia and Ukraine. Alexis Zotos, News 4.
Hello, now safe in Poland. Last night they were trapped by the chaos caused by the Russian invasion.
He could talk and decide that they will go right now to Poland and cross the border to Poland, and then from Poland they can safely fly back.
They were visiting from Poland for an 80th birthday celebration and were able to make it safely through the first checkpoint into Poland, just as they planned. But their loved ones here aren't the only ones that Ukrainian immigrants are worried about.
People are lining up, as I was told, one of stores to buy all necessity.
My father is 72 years old, so he said he's too old to join the army, but he'll help the soldiers any way he can.
Despite the scenes of people taking trains or cars to get to neighboring countries, the Ukrainian community here in the metro area is confident in the military ability to defend the country. The International Institute of St. Louis is still helping nearly 700 Afghan refugees settle into the metro, but the organization is preparing for the future that may include another wave of refugees from Ukraine.
So when you see an invasion like this in other parts of the world, the ramifications of this invasion is global. It's eventually going to have footprints here in St. Louis.
The International Institute tells us that it helped a group of Ukrainians settle in St. Louis after the invasion of Crimea in 2014. News 4 will continue to follow new developments in this ongoing conflict. You can get breaking details first on our KMOV News app. It is free in your phone's app store. A crime alert for you this morning. The home of an older, disabled, and immobile woman was invaded by two armed men. The intrusion and crime all caught on home surveillance. St. Louis police want to know, identify these guys, and if so, who are they? Here's News 4's Jenna Ray.
He put the gun to my head and he said, "I'll shoot you." And that's when I knew that this was real.
This homeowner is wanting to protect her identity by not going on camera. Last week, two gunmen came into her North City home, holding her and her caregiver at gunpoint.
The guy, when I looked at the video, I just came straight to my room, as if they lived here, and it was just like a big violation.
You can see the first suspect here, walking right back to her bedroom. The second, staying in the living room with the woman's caregiver. The homeowner says they were demanding a gun, something she says she doesn't own.
And it was just like a bad dream. So after everything was over, she was like, think that they stepped in. I'm like, what? So that's when I started thinking, the 4 people could have gave them, my code. And, so a neighbor that helps me, and he had just helped me the day before.
The victim says she believes this was a planned attack.
It's sad that someone that I help, I feed, give them money, would do something like that. But it just shows what type of world that we're living in. Like, you just can't trust anybody. It's sad that people try to take advantage of someone in a wheelchair.
The homeowner tells me she doesn't know why her neighbor would have done this to her. She also said she didn't recognize either of the two men in her house. Right now, detectives at police headquarters are working to find the two men responsible. You can take a better look at that on our KMOV News app now. We're downtown tonight. Jenna Ray, News 4.
Next on News 4 this morning, going undercover to surprise some unsuspecting shoppers. We can't wait to be home. The Surprise Squad is back in action. That's next.
Bye-bye, snow and ice. Bye-bye. Go on. Go ahead. Go on. We're going to have some nice weather over the weekend and a gradual warm-up as we head into next week. I think you're going to like most of the 7-day outlook coming up.
Forewarned Weather is brought to you to you by Rottler Pest Solutions, St. Louis's most trusted pest control company since 1956.
Home values have skyrocketed. That's a win. With our low rate, your increased equity for cash for home improvements and paying off debt. A win-win. Call Golden Oak today. Couldn't have said it better myself.
When you think Chris Offenberg, Fort Lincoln, and Washington, you think the area's best selection of quality pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Chris Offenberg has the pre-owned vehicle you need at the price you want. And Chris also has no payments for 4 months. For a limited time, take advantage of no payments for 4 whole months. And if you want to sell, we want to buy at ChrisWantsCars.com. So shop the area's best selection of quality pre-owned vehicles at Chris Offenberg, Fort Lincoln, and Washington.
Advantage Offenberg.
Here, just
Christian does zest with fire roasted tomato and olive oil. Bring it with Triscuit.
drop and let's keep driving. Inflammation in your eye might be to blame.
Let's kick Ken's ache and burn into gear.
Over-the-counter eye drops typically work by lubricating your eyes and may provide temporary relief.
Those drops will probably pass right by me.
Xiidra works differently, targeting inflammation that can cause dry eye disease.
What is that? Xiidra? Yeah!
It can provide lasting relief. Xiidra is the only FDA-approved non-steroid eye drop specifically for the one drop. And you don't use it. A couple minutes.
You're just supposed to take it alive. You're not supposed to go. You don't know why it should. You don't know if there should.
Got any room in your eye? Be proactive about managing your symptoms by talking to your doctor about twice daily Xiidra like I did. I prefer you did.
Xiidra, not today, dry eye. Crossroads Hospice and Palliative Care. Expect more from us. You do. You know him as the man with the She Goes is back for the all-new Wheelhouse Retirement Show, Saturday nights at 6:30 and Sunday nights at 11. Join him and Anthony Stryker from Wheelhouse Advisory Group for a look at what it takes to plan for a modern-day retirement. Income, taxes, health care, and estate planning. The Wheelhouse Retirement Show tackles your biggest retirement questions. Join Rishi Ghosh and Anthony Stryker for the all-new Wheelhouse Retirement Show, Saturday nights at 6:30 and Sunday nights at 11.
Summary execution of protecting you.
On this Friday, February 25th, we are so glad that you join us here for this edition of News for this morning. And taking a live look at Lambert Airport at 4:44 a.m., 24 degrees. A little bit of icy cold out there, but Ken says that there's some good things to look forward to this weekend. We'll check in with him in just a bit. If you hit the stores lately, you've noticed.
Oh my God!
Thank you for being my heroes. The KMOV Surprise Squad, brought to you by Scott Credit Union.
All right, if you hit the stores lately, you've noticed that prices at the checkout counter are pretty steep these days. So wouldn't it be nice to have just a little bit of help with those groceries? Well, the Surprise Squad doing what it can, pay it forward to help shoppers.
Today, we're surprising shoppers at Save-A-Lot. We've taken one of our Scott Credit Union friends, Cassidy, and disguised her as an employee. And on the backs of the free bags of chips that Cassidy is handing out, there's a card that says, today, the surprise is that you don't have to pay for your groceries.
Hi there. Would you like a sample of chips? Would you like a sample of chips? Yeah, why don't you come on over? Yeah. Seriously? Yeah. Surprise!
Surprise!
What does that say? Oh, man, you're going to buy my groceries. We are buying your groceries.
I'm like, wait a minute. I noticed that's not what it says it says.
I'm Matt. This is the KMOV Surprise Squad, and I'm 100% serious. We'd like to pick up the tab for your groceries today.
I appreciate it. I wish I had a few more.
So how about Channel 4 and the KMOV Surprise Squad purchases your groceries for you today?
Well, that'd be great.
Well, let's do it. No, guys. We're getting the things there, right?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
welcome. It's our pleasure. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
I'm a mom of 3. I just recently got married in October. Are you shopping with mom today? Does mom need your help when she's shopping? Yeah. I just thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I'm trying not to cry.
Did mom pick out all the right things today? Okay. So do you know what to do with that card?
Down like that.
Now it's gonna make some happy noises here in a second. It's gonna go Oh, that's good. Okay. Okay. Out of there. Nice job. And we have awesome partners at Scott Credit Union. They've got one more thing for you.
From Scott Credit Union, where we are all about people helping people. So we want to give you this gift card where you can pay it forward and help someone else in the community. We give you this, and why don't you and your mom find someone else who might need a brighter day, or someone you want to help out, and you can give that to them. And you can make their day a little bit better, where you can pay it forward and help someone else in your community.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Oh my God.
You know, we're not going to change people's lives necessarily by picking up groceries one day, but it's just it's those giggles.
We might have added something else to your card, too. That is very sweet. Thank you.
We had so much fun and met so many amazing people today, and we can't have days like today without our awesome partners at Scott Credit Union, like Cassidy. Cassidy, I had a lot of fun today. Which one did you have?
Like a lot of
Hey, you see the price of groceries, it's nice for anybody, I think, what the prices are now, unfortunately. Well, I tell you what, maybe a little light at the end of this tunnel here.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we're way over the hump, and things are going to improve. It's going to be a slow process to warm up, but we'll sunshine. Good. Don't want you to get too excited about the sun, but there will be some sunshine out there. But again, all of the snow, the freezing rain, the sleet, the nastiness has moved on. I say all of it. You could see a stray snowflake or two here or there, just because the air's cold and there's still some clouds up there to produce them, but I wouldn't be concerned about any of that. I would be concerned about maybe a patch of ice here and there because it's still a little icy. You can see the magnitude of this storm. Look at all the snow, ice moving into plans today. You'll want to call ahead and make sure that your lights are on time in or out of the Northeast or anywhere else, because that is up and you can see the line all the way down to the Texas Gulf Coast. But pretty quiet from forward. Town and Country, Alton, dry roads at I-55 and Butler Hill from our present view, but there are some patches of ice out there, even on the interstates, especially on ramps and overpasses, bridges and such. Downtown it's 23 degrees, 22 in Town and Country, and also in South County. So nice and dry this morning, just a little bit cold. 20 in Wentzville, 21 in Bowling Green, 25 in Nashville and Farmington at in the mid-20s. We're looking at a breeze, so it is a little breezy out there. And when you combine that with the temperature, it's definitely cold. And I might add that if you park the car early in the evening and let it go, you probably have, and you're outside obviously, you probably have a little bit of ice you need to chip away this morning. But temperatures, the wind chill temperatures are right around 10 degrees this morning. So it's definitely a cold morning, but it is going to warm up a little bit today. 24 degrees under cloudy skies at 9 a.m. By noon, we're cloudy and 29 with a northwest wind at 10 miles per hour. And by 3 o'clock this afternoon, get some sunshine here and there throughout the afternoon and 34 degrees. So just above freezing, but with a little sun, that will help to melt some of the ice and will continue to melt it as we get into tomorrow. But another cold start tomorrow, 20 degrees or so in the morning across the area. We're talking about the normal low is 31. So we're below normal on the temperatures and the overnight lows on the daytime highs and the overnight lows. But we'll continue to see that warming trend, all right? 34 degrees today under mostly cloudy skies early, giving way to some sunshine today. 41 for the high tomorrow. So for the parade, we'll be in the 30s. Could be worse, but 41, that's okay walking around weather, especially with some sunshine. It won't be too breezy. Up to 50 on Sunday. That's going to be a beauty. And how about next week? Look at this. 56 on Monday, 54 to start off March, and we stay in the mid-50s as we head into the latter part of next week. And again, I don't see any snow in the forecast. By the end of next week, there could be a little rain, I would say, by maybe a week from now. And as we look at the 8 to 14-day temperature outlook from March 4th through the 10th, you can see that we're near normal. This is expected about 50-50 chance of near normal temperatures in our part of the world, with the warmer and above normal just off to the east. So that's a pretty good sign. When you get into March, those normal temperatures go up. So that's not bad.
I like
we're
that.
on our way, baby.
I like that walking around weather instead of slipping around like we're doing right now.
Yeah.
All right. This downtown St. Louis. Yeah, it's a little cool, but Ken told you we're going to have some good times ahead. At 4:51 a.m., glad you're joining us on a Friday morning here for News 4 this morning.
It's big.
Just under acres, 72 fueling positions.
Really big.
Elixir and stuff.
Everything from brisket to popcorn.
And it's coming here.
It's really exciting to be a part of this revitalization.
Jobs, food, shopping.
They've had a real ripple effect throughout the community.
Why it's way more at Station.
We are excited to show everyone what the Wally's experience is all about.
Monday night at 10, only on News 4.
Okay, boys, drop them. Want an over-the-top kitchen or bath without the stress or mess of a traditional renovation? Call Granite Transformations. It's the smarter way to renovate your home. Thank you.
At AmericanEagle.com, we've created some of the most complex yet efficient websites. That's because of an unfair advantage. Siraj, our speed guy, he took on a rescue mission for a major retailer's e-commerce site and found over 100 ways to shape benefit. In fact, just now, he saved another 80 milliseconds. For web development, digital marketing, strategy, and more, talk to AmericanEagle.com. Don't just grow, soar.
Class Furniture is going to make this President's Day sale a sale to remember. A must-shop sale that should not be missed. Incredible holiday savings, up to 50% off thousands of in-stock items, ready for immediate delivery. Plus, 60 months special financing. Save 50% off Canada furniture, 30% off beautiful Bassett furniture, plus free delivery and free extended warranty. Sleep better and save on a new mattress and get a free box spring during Class Furniture's President's Day sale.
I got hurt in a car wreck. Why should I call Mike?
The client who took the rotator cuff in a car 175. $160,000. And they deserved every penny of it.
Not bad at all. Mike's definitely...
You've been hurt in a car wreck. I've got this.
Call 314-888-4444.
Call today or go online to schedule a free, in-home, or virtual.
Okay, boys, drop them. Want an over-the-top kitchen or bath without the stress or mess of a traditional renovation? Call Granite Transformations. It's the smarter way to renovate your home. Tell them Janet sent you.
Listen, we don't recommend this on any lakes or ponds around here, but this may be the coolest sport on ice. Check this out. This is ice karting in Aspen, Colorado, where you slide around slick corners and blast down sub-zero straightaways. 16-inch road. Can be kind of a bumpy ride, but guess what? The karts can get 40 miles an hour. Kiko Trincato came up with the idea, and his wife Yvette into a business.
Comes up with great, crazy ideas like, hey, what about running go-karts on the commercially? And I figure out how to make that happen.
Super fun. Best experience.
I had a blast. It was a great time. Very exciting.
Well, the season can be short. Soon people will be water skiing where the karts currently speed across the ice. But last year, more than 1,000 people raced across the frozen lake. Some big names in the racing world.
Luca DeGrazzi is like the Formula champion. We had Jeff Gordon and his wife Ingrid and his kid.
Well, out there. Got some pretty big names out there.
That'd be something like that.
Better believe it. Not bad at all.
Fun for all ages. All right, coming up in our next hour of News for this morning, we do continue to monitor the crisis in Ukraine. Parts of Kyiv bombed overnight as Ukraine try to keep Russian forces from taking over their capital. Well, the latest developments on this. Also ahead, could the U.S. be turning a significant corner from the pandemic? Details on the masking guidelines expected to be released by the CDC today. And a recall on baby formula impact a local organization that helps so many families in need. How you can help the St. Louis Crisis Nursery after they had to toss out hundreds of cans of formula.
Well, it's quiet out there today. We have a big weekend headed our way, Marty. And melting some ice and snow across the area. Temperature forecast for the weekend coming up after the break. It's Friday. Oh, yeah. For this morning.
All the single ladies, you might find yourself facing tough times. Details at 9.
Award-winning safety comes standard in a Hyundai SUV. It's your journey.
Oh, get 1.9% APR for 60 months on 14 of our most popular SUV sedans and hybrids. Visit buyhyundai.com today.
Everything you need to add some family fun and relaxation to your home is on sale now during Watson's Home Makeover. Let's like $16.99 installed. Home bars starting at only $6.99. Five-piece game table groups from only $24.99. And shuffleboard tables from only $19.99. Power reclining sectionals from $16.99. Reclining sofas as low as $6.99. And three-piece home theater groups from $14.99. Plus 24-month special financing.
But we believe more is more. That's why we built our sportsbook app for Illinois. With more ways to bet, more ways to fund your account, more ways to cash in, and more ways to cash out. With payouts delivered straight to your bank account in as little as 2 hours. You want more Illinois? You got it. Pay Illinois right now. Get $100 in free credit just for the annual sportsbook app.
Chapman's Fabrics is your quilting and sewing machine superstore. One of the top 5 baby lock sewing machine dealers in the USA. From sewing, quilting, serging, and embroidery machines. Before you buy, every machine comes with lifetime machine guide classes by expert certified teachers. Find the perfect koala cabinets for your sewing room, along with the full fabric. Layered method beautiful quilt.
I don't know, there's got to be someone there that does everything.
It's the living.
Award-winning David.
60 months up to 14 of our most popular SUVs, sedans, and hybrids. Visit buyhyundai.com today.
Yeah, that's my shit. Thanks.
Working overnight while you were sleeping, the capital of Ukraine siege. We are tracking the attacks.
They say you agree to come out. Be hot.
And freezing this.
But a major shift in Alaska announced today as restrictions
Live from the B Broadcast Center in St. Louis, this is News 4 This Morning. Watching out for you.
I like Friday. You like Friday? Finally, yes.
All about this one.
All about this one, baby. Hey, welcome to News 4 This Morning. I'm Maurice Drummond.
And I'm Claire Keller alongside Kent and Laura. Any issues on the road?
As of right now, no. I had an easy drive in. What about you? 3 hours?
Relatively easy. But
Yeah.
there's
The
still some
roundabouts
ice out
and
there. So
those
we're
kind of things are a little dicey.
careful. But weather's cold, and that's about it. We don't have to worry about any ice and snow coming down today. All the rain moved off our party. Straight snow. They loaded was reporting it. Well, a little flurries, not whatever. But the 20 right now, cloudy, mostly cloud.
I had 3 grandpas. I had a great grandpa,
Weekend.
a grandpa, and grandpa. And all three of them either started dying or went over there. It's all three of them.
Theaters up. I've already checked in with MoDOT and IDOT multiple times in the last 45 minutes. No crashes that you need to know of out there. From North County right here, 270 at West Florissant, that looks good. It looks like Lake St. Louis that we can see. However, a little bit of snow cover is still on the shoulder, and here specifically, it does appear in that passing lane, that left lane. What about 64? Oh my goodness, so many problems. 60. This bad boy all morning.
Was there.
The pavement. So how's it look on the Illinois side? That's where our friend Mark Griffin comes in. Powerhouse, Silverado. Mark, please tell us how it's looking in the land of Lincoln.
Looking pretty good. So far, the most difficult part was downtown, getting on that ramp up. Be careful, particularly on the ramps today. I'm going to jump off here on 157 in Caseyville just to give you an idea of what the ramps look like here. Not too bad, really, in the great state of Illinois. You can see a little bit of ice on the side of the road, but we're doing better than yesterday. I'm going to get the rough morning along. I will let you know about any slick spots that pop up. About some slick spots around the inner belt today. And I was already been there. Main arteries just areas. See how they're looking right now. See right here on this hand, still lots of ice to deal with, but a lot better than we saw yesterday.
We appreciate that perspective, Mark. Thank you.
And the other big story we are covering this morning, the situation in Europe right now, breaking overnight, moving in. Ukraine, Kyiv were bombed overnight. You're seeing the damage here done to an apartment building, a lot of destruction, fire there as well. News 4's Taylor Holt live in our control room tracking these latest overnight developments.
And Claire, the newest U.S. intelligence says Russian forces are aiming to encircle Kyiv. We want to give you a live look right now. Ukraine cat. You know, we're bombing overnight and Russian forces. As a soldiers that have been confirmed killed and 315 injured since Thursday. And that's according to Ukraine President. Ukraine is these tanks and is evidence of fierce fighting from the day before sent in troops from and launched more strikes. Remain fearful at home, instead spending the night with hundreds of others underground in a subway station. And meanwhile, Ukraine's defense ministry says they have succeeded in stopping Russian forces from advancing closer as of now. Overnight, Ukraine's president says Russian sabotage groups entered Kyiv and his.
So it's UBF.
$400 player overnight.
Yeah. The average St. Louis right now is at 341. It was at 332 on Wednesday before Russia launched their full-scale invasion. And it was 317 at the start of the month before U.S. officials started thinking about an attack. We have more coverage on this conflict in our next half hour, including how people around the world are showing their support for Ukraine.
School districts across the state of Missouri will soon see a flood of cash with the day supplemental budget. Plus nearly $2 billion from the American Rescue Plan heading through 12th grade in the state. St. Louis Public Schools tells us and receiving more than $100 million as a result. Expects just reducing that by midsummer. This budget also gives a 5
State lawmakers are working to teach Illinois. State education says there are more than 4,100 unfilled positions in Illinois. State Democrats want to pass a plan to allow substitutes to another proposal could allow retired teachers to return to the classrooms for 140 days instead of the 120 that's currently allowed.
Thanks, blues back at home tonight. The first time in 2 weeks. It's a long time.
Yeah, looking forward to coming back.
I mean, like I said, she's like that and all that. She's not just a. She's not just a artist. She's really that.
Baseball and the Players Association. ESPN is reporting that progress was minimal in yesterday's meeting. There are 4 days left to get a deal done before the regular season games start getting canceled. Right now, I guess at best, Claire, it's going at a snail's pace.
Oh.
It's pretty ugly right now.
No, we need things to look forward to in life, especially right now.
Yeah, you got guys squabbling, and they need to get it done.
We need baseball. Mardi Gras weekend, everyone is up bit. But there are.
Coming up.
I don't get too dizzy. Cameron gets dizzy and gets stuck too.
Well, it's cold this morning, but we don't have any ice and snow of any consequence. A flurry here or there, just a couple of stray flicks, not it. But what about your weekend? And I have your Mardi Gras forecast coming out.
Look forward to that, and there's hope. Great for the flashing lights going. 5:08 a.m. Yes, it's Friday. And yes, we're glad you joined us here for News 50.
There's an F-50 tailor-made just for you, and it's waiting at Chris Offen's Ford Lincoln in Washington. So when you think F-150, the best-selling truck in America, think Chris Offen? Now get the F-50 with covered off, plus 4% financing for just 60 months. Or think the Ford Escape. Right now, it has 1.9% finance for just 60 months. You're looking, and you think daily. It's all at Chris. Get it off.
That is Offen.
Right, to the field. Come together. Celebrate the peace. To the field at the Fox, March 18th. Tickets at Metrotex.
Tony here from Appliance Discounters. You've heard my sister be talk about our in-stock appliances in our large warehouse. Well, guess what? We've expanded.
We have doubled.
Send your kid now. Send well, Jerry Foster, send your kid now. Surely you know.
Appliance Discounters. There you go.
Oh, shop.
Jerry Foster sent my kid now. Surely was go there. Yes. My rain traps. Oh, sure. And then Rainquest. Even Rainquest both like rain traps.
I don't think that matter.
You wanted more. We felt that way too, and that's why we did something about it. So just like you. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Do you suffer from Performance for Men uses acoustic therapy, restoring normal and natural function. Counts no.
Let's try this.
Call Paper for Men today. Got the price for less, all under one hood. That often, like UPMC in Farmington. One stop selection of cars, trucks. Skip our note for 4 months, and for a limited time, take advantage of no payments for 4 whole months. And Chris is also buying cars at ChrisWantsCars.com.
Used cars for less. No payments for 4 months. Think Chris Offenberg Chevrolet Buick GMC in Farmington.
Advantage Offenberg.
At 5:11, I have some good news. It is Friday, and 6 looks good at this point as we give you a live look. 64 at Hampton in the city of St. Louis. I like this camera because we can see an entrance ramp right there. It looks a little shiny to me, so don't think that everything is perfect. Some slick spots, but overall, the interstates look pretty good, especially for these early birds. 270 at Gravois in South St. Louis County. Kent mentioned earlier, Howard, that that winter storm we had is continuing. So I'll do an early morning check-in of Lambert as we give you a look. I just checked at this point. 3 lights are canceled, 6.
Don't use privilege gas over
there.
Well, the government could loosen mask guidelines later. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention says it will announce changes to the metrics it uses to determine whether it recommends face coverings.
He is live reports in Clayton this morning, where county leaders are also revising mask requirements.
Okay, Jerry, your family thinks you get that privilege. You're asking for there. Sure as hell wasn't interested in Trump.
Here, it recommends wearing in indoor places, so we know that
his family don't live.
Come Monday for sure at 8 a.m. We expect the same thing to happen across the river at midnight in Illinois. Now, this move is going to be based on the
Oh, he was. His ass wasn't interested in tropical weather, man. He was interested in me. Good boy.
These scientists involved in the process. We expect that announcement to say that community levels of disease will not be determined by cases alone, but rather cases that led to significant consequences like hospitalizations and deaths. 2 main reasons for the adjustment. More people are vaccinated, and the Omicron variant symptoms are relatively mild. The CDC of counties are high or substantial transmission, and the upcoming updated metrics are expected to be a lot lower when it comes to those numbers. Businesses here in the
still hasn't.
Are able to still asking are being next week on reporting live in Clayton.
In our area, coronavirus cases and hospitalizations continue to fall.
St. Louis County seen about 100 cases a day, down from 1,000 a day a month. 2,700 at the peak in early January. The lowest level of cases we have seen since last summer. Hospitalizations.
Oh no, he didn't want to hear
that. We have had Thanksgiving.
Summer camp. Okay, Mike, you want to hear about George Bush skips summer camp? Okay, Mike, George Bush skips summer camp. Okay, Mike, let's hear about George Bush skips summer camp. Okay, Mike, you want to hear about George Bush skips summer camp?
Seen how to find report from consumers, doctors, and others about incidents involving everything from bicycles to blenders.
President Joe Biden announced his first Supreme Court today. Sources telling CBS News he has chosen that he'll wait what in Ukraine throughout. He has promised Justice Breyer retiring.
I'm not going to take a look at the. It's party. I'm so sorry. And the celebration and
Well, Don wants to volunteer for free. We don't have the
for ending
at Don
wants to volunteer for free.
We don't have
thought
the more
it would be
authority you go.
on Saturday, be more than 30 floats, a marching band, color guard. That starts at 1 o'clock, specifically the corner of 20th and State. Proper parade in town. West, and actually the entire country, traveling through Soulard. 10 million bees and probably as many beers will be thrown. That goes from Bush Stadium. Yeah, just drink those. That goes from Bush Stadium.
No, my
And high school.
Joe's not moved and
Is
the boss right now. But Joe's not in the mood to impose on the boss, Mike. You know
You, as I mentioned, have to have.
Well, Joe's not in the mood to impose on the boss. You don't trust him.
If you have those.
Yeah.
Joe is a good boy. He doesn't want to impose on the boss, Mike. You know that. You know, Andy Cab was the launch on the payroll forever.
So it'd be a good time. And as you look right now at the satellite, at the radar composite showing all the different radars across the country, just to show you how far that puts it way out to the east. But of course, that puts it up in the forefront, which is where we are.
Well, look over at Kennedy, Mike. You know how he
snowflakes as you're driving around this morning. We still have some cloud.
We know how he bounces around the payroll forever, Mike. Well, look at Kennedy, Mike. He launches around the payroll forever.
There this morning, so you do. It's just for many areas, but around averaging for the wind chill this morning. That's cold. All right, 34 this afternoon means will sun into that 34. We'll melt some snow and some ice across the area, especially on pavements. And just so that's good. Northwest winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Looking good as far as temperatures as well. These are the temperature trends over the next few days. And you can see Sunday, we get into some of the blue. So this is the colder air, especially the whites and the purples. That's the real cold stuff, all right? So we're kind of shoving this warm air in from the west here. We're building a big ridge out in the west.
Tired of a do nothing.
Looks to be in general the case.
We'll get in.
We had that trough, obviously, so we were into the cold air. Now, as we go from through next week, you can see we're still in the mild air. Nothing really in that. Sunshine.
We're tired of a do nothing government, sir. We'll get handicapped house. He likes you. We'll get handicapped house, Mike. He likes us. We know he does. We'll get handicapped.
All in all.
He likes us. We know he does.
Good, right?
We know handicapped likes us. We'll get him. We'll get handicapped house, Mike. He likes us.
It's 20.
Or having
some of that investigative team digs into the problem. That's still ahead here on News 4 this morning as you look at the art. 5:20 a.m. Friday morning. Glad you joined us.
It's big.
Just under 8 acres, 72 fueling positions.
Really big.
everything from brisket to popcorn.
And it's coming here.
Really excited to be a part of this revitalization.
Jobs, food, shopping.
Had a real ripple effect throughout the community.
Why is it more the gas station?
We'll get some out of these guys. We're already paying. We'll get some out of these guys. We're already paying. We'll get some out of these guys. We're already We'll get some out of these guys.
Get after it. 150 and
hey, 4-1.
Buy your local.
Yes, sir.
Bonus cash on F-150. Plus, earn 2 retail custom order bonus cash.
At EPP, we understand business is nothing like it did yesterday. While it's more unpredictable, its possibility less. Your people from to support everywhere. We use data-driven HR solutions to help businesses of all sizes work smarter today so they can have more success tomorrow.
A world of pure imagination is coming to St. Louis with Roald Dahl's Charlie and the Factory. So
Yeah.
everyone can split the bombs. It's time to assemble the bombs. It's the call of the bombs. That's a happy little sound. Bob, no. This is some sea show. Shop what's in stock, in store, or at mybobs.com.
Hey, St. Louis has a new home for Real Talk, 104.9 The Patriot. Join me, Jamie Allman, weekday morning at 40. Information and discussion and local and national news every hour. It's 104.9 The Patriot, Real Talk.
Hey, and it.
I know, like Ty Pennington, make sure you run those guys out of here. Lady Combat 18's just right out there where Ring was.
Take 50.
On Mason Road. Lady Combat 18's just
St. Louis County.
Ring was on Mason
It's
Road.
like in 44 hours.
Lady Combat 18's just right out there where Ring was on Mason Road.
Just within the left.
Lady Combat 18's just right out there where Ring was on Mason Road. The guy thinks like, well, Freddie gets to put a sign up there.
The state, one of those recipients is Joseph Horn. He's disabled and recovering from a recent surgery.
That's been there for years.
$10 a week? Can you survive on $10 a week?
Sign up there.
Reach print time.
He's just out there with Combat 18, like this. Yeah, he wants to drop names. You know all those things about people. He wants to talk people's names. It's hostage taking, like, it's all there.
Doing the state over.
It's hostage taking, like, it's all there.
Department of Social Services about the cuts. A spokesperson tells us they couldn't comment on the pending litigation.
This morning, people are remembering Sally Kellerman after the actress died at the age of 84. Her manager says she passed away in her sleep from heart failure. She's best known for her role in School as Mark Japan in the 1970s film MASH. Her career spanned 6 decades. For a massive recall of local.
And, I don't know what you think that's compromising this collision. Comprehensive inflation issue. We know that.
Sandy,
We've already paid $10 million for this. We know comprehensive is inflation. He's already paid a claim on your work. And you know comprehensive is inflation. Pardon? We can print a damage, don't you? We can print a damage. Can print a. We can print a damage.
You bought your car from Instant covers your expenses. In fact, dealership includes a your new vehicles.
They're playing Stratego, that's all they do. All the guy ever does is play Stratego.
My thighs. Calls. If you've been injured at work, call Brown and Krugman. Sitting with the upper pad is
Play Stratego. And all he ever does is try to divide, conquer, neutral, press. That's all he ever does. So I just don't comprende, and he ever says, and no, don't ever give him what he wants. Or needs it either. Don't ever like it. Just don't know. Don't ever like it. Just don't know. All the guy ever does is use a strategy called divisor.
Let's go.
An opportunity presented by strategy divisor.
Metastatic
Is that he wants to divide, conquer, and neutralize opponents. So guess which phase? Guess which phase you're going through? You go across people's world. Which one? Because of this.
Hormone therapy. Diarrhea is common, may be severe, or cause dehydration or infection. That's call your doctor.
That's like a legitimate.
Virtuals or others.
Anyway, division's all off.
Which may
Trying to divide, conquer,
threatening lung. Tell your doctor all new.
At every turn of the road.
Lungs can happen. Fatigue, appetite loss, stomach pain, and bleeding or bruising. Blood clots that can lead to death have occurred. Tell your doctor if you have pain or swelling in your arms or legs, shortness of breath, chest pain, and rapid breathing or heart rate, or if you're nursing, pregnant, or plan to be.
every day matters.
Well, he's trying to conquer you. And then neutralize you. And then oppress you. Because my arm's a neutral country. So Switzerland. Ireland and Switzerland are neutral countries. And while the Ukraine was somewhat a neutral country, it still is. Ukraine is still.
That is Sonnenberg.
Ukraine still is neutral. Ukraine is supposed to be neutral.
Now in News 4, people in St. Louis, there's taking over the capital city. Plus,
He put the gun to my head and he said, I'll shoot you.
A woman who is disabled.
You need
2 feet.
You're gonna get trash fucked. It's just an beast. You need sheep or you're gonna get trash fucked. Your trash right now with your foot. Yeah, your mom's always trying to get those white socks off you. Well, I don't know why your mom just doesn't buy wool socks. But she's wrong. She's insane.
God, you know, freezing rain. Is a stray snowflake or two, but the roof's much better shape.
That's definitely what I
mean,
Yeah, you think you like your mom, don't you?
what is it? Traffic update. I'd like you to.
It's been a week.
Okay, I can do that.
Would you do that?
But if you need to do that, so I will.
Okay. You're starting off the front is
Not no socks.
uh,
Why you got cotton socks? Why don't you have wool
east
socks?
downtown.
Why is she always trying to get those wet clothes and those wet, socks off you?
So it's feeling like 8.
Why'd you put stain after you've had like, whatever.
Any precipitation.
Socks for a while.
See a couple of strays.
You're getting trench foot, get your socks off, get your foot dry.
Not. And it will be cold. Low to mid 20s.
Why the hell she's sending out
Or
to school? She's insane.
And we'll start.
Because she's insane.
Guys, but cold and dry. Right?
Because
So
she's
that's
insane.
just,
Because she's insane. That's true. I know John's 5 years younger.
Really good
Me, Kathy, Michelle. All
thing, and if you'll participate with me, the fact that it is Friday. Woohoo! What about
Sarah?
Booyah.
Yes, we have made it. And friends, this started off with a
Three older kids.
insane. It just felt like a
And they don't know if anybody's there or not.
let's celebrate.
No one ever came over ever. You guys were at school.
We Friday. Let's show you a few areas. If you do take somebody, this is what it looks like right.
Oh, she's insane. She thinks she could have 3 or 4 kids.
Huge backups on 64 yesterday.
And
In St. Louis.
She does. Then she wants to like demonize whatever everybody in the household. She's lying, man.
There.
She's lying.
It comes
Her downs.
the bra.
I never did her.
Or very smart.
Time
That's never did her.
was
She's
the
lying.
challenge that faced us and
But combat 18 is just right out there on Mason Road.
Vianney High School, built in Griffin's, Scott, for obvious reasons.
Lady Combat 18 is
Not
just
snow
right
and
out
ice.
on Mason Road.
And this is one of our arteries we use in the St. Louis. Not too many really slick spots. I mean, you can get your traction. I did know in 44 at times, particularly around Big Bend, lose the left lane for a little while with some of that. And again, especially the ramp from 44 on to Lindbergh, very ice covered. So just take slow to get to the interstate. It's pretty much good this morning.
Yeah, but he does cut the different roads. Check back in with you.
Thank you, folks. From the crisis, the apartment building that was on fire in the
Those partners.
Fort Sick.
Not a leg. Well, the guy won't fill it
in Burke Flank.
in. Doesn't care about his house.
It's a noun tribe circle to be particular. Meanwhile, we're seeing a show of support and solidarity for Ukraine locally as well as across the world as the war continues.
But yes, now give us a glimpse. There's even rally taking place all around the world.
Guess what?
Yeah, and Claire, I'll start here at home. During this tragic and fearful time, we're seeing many, including local churches, asking for prayer. And
And Jessica don't care about you either. Does that shit at all.
right into contact. Look,
Andrew Jessica doesn't care about you at all. Whatever, he's beer and baseball at all.
That's correct. Family connections and ties in Ukraine. Several of our parishioners are actually in Ukraine at this very moment.
the St. Louis Archbishop has also asked people to join in prayer for Ukraine. And while the International Institute of St. Louis is still helping nearly 700 Afghan refugees settle in the metro, they are preparing for the future, and that may include another from Ukraine.
When you see an invasion like this, of this invasion, here in St. Louis,
Meanwhile, this is the scene across the country as people stand in solidarity with Ukraine. Buildings worldwide being lit up for Ukraine from Dallas to Sarajevo, the capital of Bosnia. And in the last 24 hours in the U.S., rallies like this one at a church in Chicago were being held protests against Russia's attack on Ukraine and against. And here's another large one in California, just right outside the San Francisco City Hall, in support of Ukraine. Protesters there waving Ukrainian flags and holding signs against the violence. And there were even protests against Russia's actions in Moscow. Police had detained more than 1,000 people in 53 cities around Russia yesterday. Maurice?
All right, Taylor. A local Ukrainian father and son are now safe in Poland. Last night, they were trapped by the chaos caused by the Russian invasion.
We could talk and decide that they will go right now to Poland and cross the border to Poland, and then from Poland they can safely fly back.
They were visiting from Poland for an 80th birthday celebration and were able to make it safely through the first checkpoint into Poland, just as they planned. But their loved ones here only were.
Yeah, they're all on drugs.
Want to buy
72 years old, so he said he's too old to join the army, but he'll help the soldiers any way he can.
Despite the scenes of people taking trains, cars to get to the Ukraine, give their ability to defend.
Whatever. Dealing is whatever.
I'll need it.
You don't want you knowing.
Conflict. You can get the breaking details first. It is free in our phone's app.
Crime alert in.
Okay, he's dealing dogs with a guy that works at Dana Corporation. He's dead.
By two whole things caught on camera. Investigators say the two armed suspects barged last week here in the neighborhood. In the
Hey, Ron Smith has what his dad is an auto worker. Ron Smith's dead too. They would tell you that. His sister's husband's in the Air Force, some kind of pilot.
They can only form.
They tell you that. You don't know.
They gave him.
Ron Smith's sister married an Air Force pilot. He's probably retired now. They've been married for like 30 years.
Him.
Well, girls out there that are constantly married. Not just constantly married. She let her live with them. I got to take care of him. I got to have sex together, but I got to have a family or anything.
The suspects.
You know.
Can you get some leads on finding those two men?
A for sale sign could soon be popping up at one of St. Louis's biggest employers. The pandemic, so located on the west side of Leonard.
I don't know, they rent the house next door.
They won't need as much space, so they'll sell it. This isn't.
I'm glad for a while they said they run into a gay couple.
Bill, things campus impact right these facilities. Chesterfield.
She says like whatever to tell Bill Wallace or Pat Inman they're gay. She says he's gay.
School for today. Right now, you see more than 225 school and business closing.
Okay.
Up your screen. So nice is moving up.
So
pretty.
Together. Okay.
Starting to track those problems.
Also ahead, going undercover to surprise some unsuspecting shoppers.
It's just part of it. Impression.
Center. It will be. Not enterprise center.
They want to press people like have a good life. Or propagate. That's all they captains. Got an airplane up there? They can bring an airplane full of captains in 30 hours. In 30 hours, they can bring an airplane full of captains and have them just right out there in Manchester Ball, just like that. And Rinkless thinks he can just do whatever he wants. especially to people that built it, paid for it, and yeah, were born in this state. Okay, if you're born in this state and you pay for that and you build that and all that stuff, Reynolds thinks that he wants to you, like give all that to them and actually let them give you a bill. And he sues. He thinks those like princes over there are gonna like pull large blocks of back stuff. And you gotta pay them.
Everything automotive.
Anything they want.
Like Silverado and Sierra trucks.
And they can
You think Silverado,
whatever.
you're 30 bucks.
Anybody they want.
That's 30.
To any house they want. And of course, they put their hand in between anything you do and extract any amount of money they want. That's what everybody was. That's what everybody was court. And we're up in North Dakota with, or South Dakota with Bush, where he's got a bunch of hops, and I guess barley too. And you're just gonna keep running on doing that. And of course, like whatever, every once in a while they want to get certain people involved to get elected. Because they're gonna humor like whatever Congress. And they mean it.
Check this out. Metro East. This Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the Belfair Fairgrounds in Belleville. Check out localbuildings.com. Call today. Virtual estimate. It's the only show in New 2022 personal watercraft. Try two Runabout high-performance boats. Electro for a free 1,000 skill at the show. More info at show.com.
They tell you you're gonna be alright. All they can really tell you is that it's in remission. You got any of it. But it's there. It's always there. And it's going to remanifest at some point in your life, probably when you're about 8 years old. It's about 10 years from your sister. Whatever.
Furniture, 30% beautiful.
Okay.
Plus free to bring and free snap door.
If it takes that one. It's going to
Mattress and box spring during us furniture President's Day sale.
Age 89. I say, well, shit. Should it be 89?
The time right now is 5:43 on this Friday morning. There are a lot this area, and those bridges and overpasses. You always worry about temperatures that are as cold as 4 degrees that potential freeze.
How did they put all that weight on her in paradise? Well, she climbed to the top of that hill. That's what you want. You want to climb to the top of the hill and live up there. And then you just walk around and walk up and down that hill. Which is why you don't go for a walk.
Yes.
Nobody wants to walk up and down the hill. Nobody wants to walk up or down the hill. You just don't want to do that. Especially after age 65. So the 25 years she lived after age 64, she walked up and down that hill very much. She would do it in fits and starts. Every once in a while she walked first.
Getting a little faster down. Today, that's the one.
I had to push it more. Much. Of course, if she's on it, she's got a car.
Yes, the film many of
the
crazy.
What she want to do? She wants to go for a ride.
Useful.
She wants to go for a ride and use some of her piece, like a pool or something. So I like to hold her up for that, and so they do.
They're very desperate, need a big following to recall
with her money
from the. We told her this week that brand formula.
Just pay these people. They're probably just here for Frederick. They're probably just here because Wrinkles is here. What does he do? Well, he wants to run around and say American marketplace, mainly consisting of Chinese goods. And so he wants to run around and say American marketplace. So he says, hey, what American marketplace needs is a couple brokerage houses and a couple banks. So, okay, he's got a couple brokerage houses. He's got a couple banks. And of course, he's got a bunch of retail stores. Lots of them. For a while. Then they're all closed. That's Walmart. Okay? They're all Lowe's always got some. He's got Walmart, and he's got Flex.
Prices at checkout.
Because he's got American Marketplace.
So wouldn't it be
Consisting mainly of Chinese or Asian goods.
Price Squad is to what it can, paint it.
And when you want to buy a car from Carl Benz, or buy a car from Carl Benz, or maybe Buzz one small, don't you? Maybe they don't even want you having a car. Maybe they manufactured your need. Maybe they manufactured your need for a car with everything they did there. It wasn't always like that there. We used to live there as far back as 1970. We went out there as far back as 1968. We decided to buy that because they're designing it.
Surprise!
So how long have they been doing this thing? Let's see, 32 and 22 is what? What's 32 and 22? 54. Okay, they've been designing this life for you for 54 years.
So how about Channel 4 and the KMOB Surprise Squad purchases your groceries for you today?
Well,
let's do it.
It's elbow.
No, guys.
We're getting the translator.
It's bad faith or good faith for you. It's bad faith for us. What do you guys do because they are automobiles?
About yourself.
I'm a mom of 3. The 3 got married in October.
Are you shopping?
How do they get so automobile?
Your helmet.
Because they have fire and a wheel, they just don't know what to do with it? Yes, Mike, they have fire and a wheel, and they don't know what to do with it. Seems to the contrary. Seems they have fire and a wheel, and they're doing exactly what they want with it. Seems they have fire and a wheel, and they know exactly what they want with it.
Nice job.
Okay.
And we have some partners in Scott. Got one more thing for you.
From Scott State Union, where we are all people helping people.
They have fire and a wheel, they know exactly what they're doing with it. Seems to me they have fire and a wheel, and they know exactly what they're doing with it. So what's outside your door? Okay, man has fire and a wheel, and he knows exactly what he's doing. So what's outside your door in the stew? Well, what's outside your door? Whatever on the corner? Nothing. Do you even have a corner? No. There's nothing outside your door on the corner? Like across the street from St. John's Church and St. John's? There's nothing just across the street there on the corner for you to just pick up at your will and get your daily meal? Nope, there's nothing there. Wheels cost too much there? There's just no way a wheel can do that. There's no way wheels and feet can do that. You have to have more wheels and feet. There's just no way a wheel and a foot could do that. You have to have millions of wheels and fewer feet.
Oh, pretty
We'll have millions of feet and fewer wheels instead of millions of wheels and fewer feet.
Screws.
So millions of wheels and fewer feet, or millions of feet and fewer wheels. So which one's the evil centralized efficiency? The millions of wheels and fewer feet is the evil centralized efficiency. The millions of wheels and fewer feet is the evil centralized efficiency. The millions of wheels and fewer feet is the evil centralized efficiency. The millions of wheels and fewer feet is the evil centralized efficiency. The millions of wheels and fewer feet is the evil centralized.
And some of the ice and snow that we've seen causing some problems. So there are delays. You may want to check on your flight list before you head to land. Evansville, Little League right now, and 23 Rica Sacred Heart at 23. Now so in the and Greek wind chill.
Okay,
So they watch your foot. 24 degrees, cloudy sky. Break up into some sun. 29 at noon. Northwest winds at 4 degrees. As we get the afternoon. For the week, let me give you this. Partly sky, really, for 4 degrees is normal. Right, well, when eyes and rain, and on Sunday,
it is about Machiavelli.
free Sundays.
All princes are forever disqualified, and it is
But
not
perhaps
Machiavelli.
importantly, looking like for Mardi Gras,
All princes are forever disqualified, and it is not Machiavelli.
20 parade time, 11 o'clock, it's about
Forever disqualified, it is not
free.
Machiavelli.
Our is just you're properly 50, 1 degrees. You come with light winds. That forecast as we move through. It's 41 to 50 on Sunday. Nice mild temperature to end. Begin March, month 56, mid 50s, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday next week.
It's implied that an officer has power.
On this Saturday, because I would have
It's implied that an officer has power.
a little bit of rain, maybe rain, but yeah, it looks like some rain. At least a part of rain. So, but it could change stuff.
I didn't really know what you meant.
You said earlier.
Chill, they right.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's not Machiavelli.
People doing that help them pay their health, but are those health apps?
Well, the ones that come on our phone.
So what's authorized? What about writing letters? That's authorized too. What about postal service or mail service? That's authorized too. What times I got taught a guy? Don't talk to anybody.
It's coming.
Well,
It's not needed to be a part of it.
show me the letter, boy. Don't I want him.
Yeah, real back up.
I want him.
You let me more in gas station.
We are excited to show what is all about.
I did that. Only a new for. Last chance to save 40% off. Find me. 7 ends Monday.
Whether it's nonstop.
Show me the letter, boy. He's not your servant in someone else's master. He's simply in service. Yes, sir. He's not your servant in someone else's
Credit this
master.
year. First Community for all your savings.
He's not your servant in someone else's master. He's simply in service.
Show. 11:13.
It's not your serving someone else's master.
Yeah. The pandemic's much of every
More people are doing mobile apps and at-home tests to monitor their own health. Thousands of health apps to monitor everything from
They want to say they're a servant leader. There are no leaders there. Yeah, they ran on powers.
Did you want to point out?
Leadership. They're lying. Rank stinks.
In the a trusted information.
Leadership.
Many of these apps.
There are no leaders there. There's only service. There are no leaders, there's only service personnel. And rank stinks. It smells bad. Yes, sir.
Right now, at least in Ukraine, the team tracking the latest development review.
Reduction in Missouri's SNAP benefits. I don't agree. Arabs tell them they can't afford groceries. News 4 investigates. Ask the question, why the sudden change?
What do you know? It has been Major League Baseball whole where negotiations and the timeline to get things moving.
It's not grades. Neither does your money or property. It never did. They're lying. Grades, money, and property.
What's ahead of us?
Like
living inside.
A real
chicken attitude. These nice celebrity are about to only on this floor. Everyone is stylish. So I'm calling all Bobs. Help get the word. Bob, me. Does the everyday I'll use reserve with that thing on the phone say, hey, get like my lead pop. Treat my 99 for the talking sense. Love second. It's only 99, and of course my sleep bottom price mattress on $5.99. What's inside in store at mybob.com.
I'm Jeff. 40% of Americans don't have $400 saved in case of an emergency. People are working harder and harder and falling further and further. That's why our firm, our fees, you don't get anything less than in your Call Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
There's an F-150 tailor-made just for you, and it's waiting at Chris Offenberg Ford Lincoln in Washington. So when you think F-150, the best-selling truck in America, think Chris Offenberg. Right now, get it. 60 months. Ford is it. You're getting daily. Chris Offenberg Ford Lincoln in Washington.
Under siege, tracking Russia's latest attacks as innocent residents.
Here at home, we can tune the roads for slick conditions. Straight aid. Previous to
Got a big announcement expected today from the CDC as restrictions loosen across the country, including here at home.
Live from the KMOB Broadcast Center in downtown St. Louis, this is News 4 This Morning. Watching out, you.
John Margaret shoot for shit, man. John Mark and John Hancock's out here.
On interstate, spots are
little.
Others to lives, and here to share his secrets on how to live your best life is an author of
this.
Expert in-house who knows those roads well. Yeah, he's ready to do. So he's like, come on, I said that. Yeah, I'm giving you credit. Okay, keep your hands. Keep your hands. Keep your hands on. 20 degrees right now downtown. 20 in Florida, 20 in Baldwin. Oh no, he's coming over. I'm just kind of 30s for highs today in St. Louis. Guys, we made it to the weekend. We've got great weather to look forward to. 40s tomorrow, 50s on Sunday, and dry weather finally. All right, let's head over to Monica and get a look at the Friday morning news. Good morning to you, Monica.
Good morning. 141 drivers in the northbound direction. We were talking about an issue for those that travel near the area of Manchester and
area all the way into Clinton County there in the metro east. As I mentioned though, I'm starting to see some issues on some secondary roads. So specifically 141 right at Olive. This is what it looks like out there. I'm not seeing any flashing lights, but you can see not as good, not as cleared off as the interstates because VDOT, of course, is focusing more on the interstates and get to these secondary roads whenever they can. So just be prepared for some slick spots, as Kent mentioned. Man, I really wish I had a purple, yellow, and green icon because it is Mardi Gras weekend. I have a feeling a lot of people will be right here in Soulard this weekend. Let's go to Mark Griffin in the powerhouse Silverado because Mark has a feeling at this time tomorrow there might already be some partiers out there in Soulard.
I think you're right, Lori. Yeah, but things pretty quiet on the major interstates this morning. Decided ahead to tomorrow and what might be happening here in Soulard. So I have driven the parade route. In the parade, you're going to have a good deal. The streets are clear for the parade. Let me take you over here just a little bit, though. You're going to be able to see, well, the sidewalks where folks gather to watch the parade, not really looking so great. I tell you what, I'm going to channel my Laura Hacker here and say, Laura, your footwear maybe should be function over form because you're going to be standing in some ice and snow. And then once the parade rounds up, you decide, well, I'm going to hang out in Soulard. Visit some of the local establishments. This is what the roads look like in Soulard right now. So you'll want to be extra careful with your footing, especially as it gets a little bit later into your day. You all have been alluding to some of the partying that goes down here. So yeah, you'll want to take careful tomorrow if you come down to Soulard. Again, the parade route itself is good. Want to take care of all the snow on the ice, guys.
Very good perspective. We'll have more on Mardi Gras and the events coming up in about 15 minutes. All right, besides the road conditions and the weather this morning, the other big story we are covering in Europe, breaking overnight, Russia moving in on the capital of Ukraine. Parts of Kyiv were bombed overnight. See the damage done right here in this video. 2-1 apartment building, a lot of destruction, fire there as well. Taylor Holt live in our control room tracking these latest developments. In Claire, the newest U.S. intelligence says Russian forces are aiming to encircle Kyiv and take it up. A new report says the U.S.
Already did go to Russia for like a year or two.
The Ukrainian capital, we know that been bombed. It's here for
a lot of child support.
We're just about 20 miles away to the north. Residents woke up to air raid sirens for the second day in a row. The death toll has now risen to a total of 137 Ukrainian soldiers that have been confirmed killed and 316 injured since Thursday, according to Ukraine's president. Blasts lit up the night sky just after sunset in Kharkiv and eastern Ukraine as well. These takes here in this video is evidence of that fierce fighting from the night before as Russia sent in troops from 3 sides and launched more than 100 airstrikes. Residents in Kharkiv remain fearful, some afraid to stay at home. Instead, spending the night with hundreds of others underground in a subway station.
It's awful. You have to ask guys, you know. I mean, maybe not America, but Poland, other countries of Europe need to act immediately. It's not normal. These people spend 7 hours with a baby on water.
Meanwhile, Ukraine's defense ministry says they have succeeded in stopping Russian forces from advancing closer as of now. Overnight, Ukraine's president said Russian sabotage groups have entered Kyiv and that one is target number 2. He added he is staying in Kyiv. And UK officials said overnight it believes Russia is not making as much ground as it hoped and has lost more than 450 people. Claire?
We're jumping directly, of course, keep you posted on air and on cable news. Here at home, that Russian attack already leading to a surge in gas prices.
According to gas, buddy, the average price in St. Louis right now is at $3.41. It was at $3.32 on Wednesday. Russia launched their full-scale invasion, and it was 3:17 at the start of the month before U.S. officials started warning about the attack. We'll have much more coverage of the attack, including how
In other news that we are covering this morning, school districts across Missouri will soon see a flood of cash. Missouri lawmakers approved a supplemental budget yesterday. Governor Mike Parson signed it into law. It includes nearly $2 billion from the American Rescue Plan to go through kindergarten through 12th grade schools in the state. St. Louis Public Schools telling us it's planning on receiving more than $100 million, and it expects to start using that money by midsummer. So the budget also gives a 5% raise to state employees, along with enough funding for state departments to raise their minimum wage to $15 an hour if they so choose.
Illinois state lawmakers are working to address the teacher shortage in Illinois. State Board of Education says there are more than 4,100 unfilled positions in schools across Illinois. State Democrats want to pass a plan to allow short-term substitutes to work 15 days each year instead of just 5. Another proposal could allow retired teachers to return to the classrooms for 140 days instead of 120 that's currently allowed. Well, another day, another disappointing update on the litigation. Usually Facebook. Progress was minimal in yesterday's meeting. There are 4 days left to try to get a deal done before regular season games start getting canceled. Claire, it does not look good. It's going at a snail's pace, and these guys just aren't budging right now.
Yeah, frustration on both sides, frustration all around with fans.
Yes. Let's get it done, but it doesn't look good right now.
Well, Martin. Party in civil art, but there are other ways to celebrate.
Yeah, we're going to tell you about some of those options for you coming up after.
And more changes to match mandates, not only in county but nationally. I'm going to walk the latest.
How's the one for Mardi Gras parades around the area? Well, we'll talk about that coming up after the break. And your weekend outlook is looking good. Gradual warm up will melt the snow and ice. All ahead on News 4 this morning.
Dropped it for us all.
This edition of News 4 is brought to you by Allegro Senior Living in Richmond Heights. AllegroLiving.com. Allegro. Live beautifully. Jim Butler, the Kia Powerhouse. The power to go further. The power to deliver. The power to get you financed. Experience the power of the best when you buy your next new Kia at JimButlerKia.com. Hard piping fire protection systems are critical for buildings. Which is causing delays. State financing for such plans. Now, JV straightening out the state's finances. Does he save a little money?
Jim Butler is the Chevy Powerhouse.
With so many reasons to buy from Jim Butler Chevrolet, it's no wonder our customers have made us the region's #1 dealer. Shop online or stop by our lot, and so you'll be singing along too.
Jim Butler is the Chevy Powerhouse.
Tiramisu. Ooh, tiramisu. Or they have a new tiramisu in Italy. Okay, little Italy. The lights, the fries. Wait, did I do the light though? Yeah. No, I did it. Did I? Wait, no, yeah,
Shut up with the sex stuff, it will kill you.
region. Tiramisu.
87% of people think about money all the time. Region's convenient new ways to track your transactions make it easier to get back to the
Hey, they think you get a job every time.
Bailey Foundation wants to change that statistic.
Hey,
Care
I want to talk to you about
same strugglers.
I want you to think about isolating you.
Foundation
Bringing up the gang, you know.
school markets,
I'm not going to do that. I don't know. I'm talking to the job description.
Go to BaileyFoundation.org and make a donation now.
Jim Butler, the GM.
Yes.
The power to go further, the power to deliver, the power to get you financed. Experience the power of this when you buy your next new Kia at JimButlerKia.com. The Kia.
Bears. Coyotes.
Welcome back to federal government issues the mask guidelines later today. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention says it will announce changes to the metrics it uses to determine whether to recommend face coverings.
News Source statement early is live for us this morning in Clayton, where county leaders are also revising measure comments.
Yeah, Maurice, I just got to St. Louis County Government Building, and I want you to take a look. We got fresh signage this morning saying that masks are advised and not recommended or required this morning. We also know that this is officially supposed to go into effect come Monday at 8 a.m. We're going to see the same thing happen across the river in Illinois starting at midnight. Now, we're told that this move is based on the recent sharp decline in COVID cases, positivity rates, and hospitalizations. County Executive Dr. Sam Page says that the mandate will be replaced by a recommendation which would strongly recommend that residents wear masks in public indoor places. Nationally, the CDC is changing the metrics used to determine COVID-19 restrictions. That's going to include, again, those mask wearing techniques that they've been talking about. That's according to a CDC scientist involved in the process. We expect that announcement to say community levels of disease will not be determined by cases alone, but rather cases that led to significant consequences like hospitalizations and death. Two main reasons for transmission. More people are vaccinated and that Omicron variant symptoms are comparatively mild. These current counties are at high or substantial transmission. The upcoming updates and metrics could cause those numbers to come down quite significantly. We also know that businesses still have the right to implement their own rules when it comes to wearing masks. So that's something to pay attention to. We're going to keep you updated come Monday when this officially goes into effect. We're reporting live in Clayton. Damon Arnold, News 4.
Thank you, Damon. Well, in our area now, coronavirus cases and hospitalizations continue to fall.
St. Louis County is seeing about 100 cases per day. That's down from 1,000 a day a month ago and 2,700 at the peak in early January. That's the lowest level of cases we've seen. Hospitalizations in the St. Louis area have dropped below 300. That's about 1,000 fewer than a month ago, the lowest we've had since before Thanksgiving.
If something in your home has been recalled, you probably want to know that information. But child safety advocates say that not many people are aware of how to look up that info.
I mean, they need to do a better job, too, of making sure that every consumer out there, just like, to call poison control if your child ingests something, or call 911 if there's an emergency, that you know to go to CPSC if you're having a problem with the product.
Tonight on News 4 at 5 o'clock, we're going to show you how to look up those recalls and how you'll see and find reports from consumers, doctors, and others about incidents involving everything from bicycles to blenders.
President Joe Biden could announce his first Supreme Court nominee later today. Sources are telling CBS News he's chosen the candidate, but it is possible he'll wait until next week to announce that individual, depending on what happens today in Ukraine.
He has promised to pick a Black woman she would replace Justice Breyer, who is retiring.
Back here at home, taking a look at the weekend ahead, Mardi Gras celebrations begin in just over 24 hours. St. Charles will host their very first Mardi Gras parade tomorrow. It will begin at Echo Park. It will march down 2nd Street and then end at the Foundry Arts Center. You can participate in that parade for free. It does begin at 11 o'clock. Granite City is also hosting a Mardi Gras parade tomorrow. There will be more than 30 floats, a marching band, the color guard, and much more. It starts at 1 o'clock at the corner of 29th and State Street, and of course, the biggest Mardi Gras parade in town, and actually one of the biggest in the entire country, will be traveling through Soulard. 15 million beads will be thrown along the route. It does begin at Busch Stadium. It goes down Broadway all the way to the Anheuser-Busch Brewery. This year's theme is the Roaring 20s. The parade begins at 11. It goes until 1. I have a feeling that party's going to last all day long. I think, just a reminder, you do need proof of vaccination. You can take your card with you, or you can even take a picture of your card, put it on your phone, or a negative COVID test to go actual party attendance.
Lots to be thrown. Now, you saw there that the sidewalk still had the ice and snow on it, and Mark Griffin pointed that out a little bit earlier, but keep in mind, we're going to get above freezing today, so we'll melt a lot of that.
Okay.
And we're above freezing at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, so we're still melting it. There will still be some ice around here or there, but it's going to be a little sloppy from the melting, so I wouldn't wear your good, not a suede boots.
No, maybe just the snow suede. Say purple suede.
I'm not going to wear mine. We are looking at better weather out there this morning. We don't have to worry about any kind of freezing rain or snow or sleet or any of that nastiness. Now, there have been a couple of snowflakes that have been floating around here or there, but the roads are dry and in much better shape today. There are some patches of ice. We want you to be careful as always, but you can see all the rain precip has moved on. We are under the cloud cover for now, but we'll see some of that clear. We'll get into some sunshine today, and temperatures will get above the freezing mark, and that's going to help a lot. But it's cold this morning. Low 20s across the area. A little breeze here in Edwardsville on the campus at SIU from our BJC Skycam there. Eureka, 23 degrees. O'Fallon, Missouri's at 21, and downtown right now we're under cloudy skies and 22 degrees. And again, we'll break through some of that cloud cover as we get into the day. But generally speaking, with the exception of Sullivan at 18, everybody's in the low to mid 20s this morning, but the wind chills are averaging around 10 degrees, so it's definitely chilly out there. 34 degrees for the high this afternoon. That's below normal, but it's sure better, and we'll get a little sunshine mixed in with that too, so that's going to help to melt some of the ice that's on the sidewalks. Northwest winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Now, this forecast for the Mardi Gras parade, and maybe I should say parades, because we have several of them, Granite City and St. Charles, and of course the big one in Soulard. And good luck in St. Charles. I think it's their first year, right, for their parade. So good luck with that one. I know that'll get a lot of people to show up. 34 degrees at parade time at 11 o'clock in Soulard, and warming from there. So it gets warmer. We're topping out above 40 degrees tomorrow. So that's pretty good walking around Mardi Gras weather. South winds at 5 miles per hour. The wind chill may be 30, but lots of sun. And again, continuing to warm up as we go into the day. 34 degrees for the high today, 41 tomorrow. Sunday's high 50 degrees. Nice. Monday, too. 56. Look at that. And mid-50s next week. We say goodbye to February, and Monday's last day, and then March begins on Tuesday. We're in the mid to upper 50s toward the latter part of the week. And as I mentioned earlier, there could be some rain, some pretty significant rain next weekend. So get out this weekend if you can. And then beyond that, March 4th through the 10th, well, maybe near to possibly a little above normal trends for temperatures for that week. That's better than below normal. And keep in mind, in March, those normal temperatures are going up. So even if it's just normal, that's not bad.
Yeah, I'll shoot for normal. I'm okay with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
It does look a little wet. So
all right.
Above normal range.
All right, time now for our fabulous fun starting with doing 4 tickets to opening night performance of My Fair Lady at the Fox on March 22nd. To enter the win, go to KOV.com/Fox Friday. So, hey, there's a whole bunch out there, and that must be People have come to us complaining about losing their food stamp benefits or, in some cases, having them reduced.
Coming up after the break, our investigative team, they will examine the file. You'll be able to see that coming up.
Just under 8 acres, 72 fueling positions. Really big.
Let's see what's bigger on this side. Everything from brisket to popcorn.
And it's coming here. Really excited to be a part of this revitalization.
Jobs, food, shopping. They have a real ripple effect. So,
Why, it's way more than a gas station. We are excited to show everyone all this experience called
Monday through 10, only on Newsable.
That's right.
Time to drive Monday Glendale. Lease any new car in stock with nothing down, no first station, and no security deposit. Learn a new Wrangler for just $299 per month with nothing new.
Nothing?
Nothing?
There's an arrow?
No, yeah, nothing.
President's Day sales event. Glendale Chrysler Jeep Dodge is the buying delivered on Manchester and GoodCars.com.
Free is our favorite word, like free refills. At Morgan & Morgan, our fee is free. You don't pay anything unless we win your case. Injured? Call Morgan & Morgan or thepeople.com.
Hospital radiology?
Don't get me started. For my CT scan,
Go to Metro Imaging. I got my costs on their website.
before my 10, and I got my results before I left their office.
Metro Imaging
costs way less than the hospital. Go to Metro Imaging with high deductibles.
It comes out of your pocket. Or pay more at the hospital. Wait weeks for results from my doctor. Nobody wants to wait that long.
I told my doctor I want to go to Metro Imaging.
It's a clear choice.
Stop in today, and the professionals at Keller & Thompson will help make your dream kitchen or bath a reality.
Struggling to stay cozy and warm without breaking the bank? You don't have to exchange comfort for cost. With new energy-efficient windows from Universal Windows Direct, you can lower your utility bills and settle in comfortably. Buy one window, get one window free with no interest and no payments for 24 months. Call us or visit our website for details.
Universal Windows Direct.
When you think Chris Ockenberg and living in Washington, you can pick the area's best selection of quality pre-owned cars, cars, and SUVs. Chris Ockenberg has the pre-owned vehicle you need at the price. And Chris also has no payments for 4 months. For limited time, take advantage of it for 4 months. And if you want to sell, we want to buy at ChrisOckenberg.com. So shop the area's best selection of quality pre-owned vehicles at Chris Ockenberg Ford in Washington.
That's because I'm telling you, when you see every boy shut up.
And welcome back. News 4 investigates into a reduction in food stamp benefits in the state of Missouri. Just within the last few days, we've been inundated with people either losing their benefits altogether or having them severely reduced. How about another problem? They cannot get through the state. One of those recipients is Joseph Thorne. Joseph is disabled and recovering from a recent surgery.
$10 a week? Can you survive on $10 a week? I called them 3 different times, and exactly 4 hours into the conversation, it disconnected.
There's no explanation that gets rid of barely the 2 people who use that.
A legal team is now suing the state over this.
Go to the storefront.
Department of Social Services about the cuts. A spokesperson tells us they couldn't comment on the
Storefront is
Having so much history and
just takes
we don't even know around. Celebrating the history.
That's why you don't want local jurisdiction.
Helping people embrace their hair and the heritage behind it. Standing in solidarity during tragedy, how the world will support for Ukraine. Hey everybody, I have the #1 most popular, most requested, most sought after idea ever brought on local shows again.
calming heat.
Because
Now,
guess
this
what?
is a sharper image
You're not
idea.
on
Let me
his
tell
list
you,
of
it's
spoilers.
a fabulous idea. Because you
So,
know how it goes
you're
where
not one of
if you
those.
were out running, or you were cleaning, or you were picking up the kids, or doing something where you overdid it and you have a little pain, a little recovery, the first thing you think is, man, I have to go to a heating pad. But then you think, I really wish I had a massage. Whew, that'd be nice. Oh, look at those weighted blankets.
They really
Those are
want
so
to
good. Now, sharper image, put all of them into one. This is actually going to be a heating pad that is also a weighted blanket, and it has vibrating massage all in one. And by the way, super soft. It feels so good. We have the original size in 2 different versions, 6 functions and 12 functions. Then we have the extra large. Look at that. I think that's that range. So now, if you did it, you put this on your lap, you feel amazing. You put it on your back, you feel amazing. You have aches and pains to get out of bed, you can use this to get out of bed because it has an automatic shut-off timer. You don't even have to worry about it. And it has a 9-foot cord, so you don't have to worry about that either. Right now on localsteels.com, all 3 versions are a very special offer. And you and I both know that we all need a little massage, a little comfort, a little heat,
All the single ladies, you might find yourself facing tough times. Details at 9.
Florida is the best sleep shop, best price, and free delivery.
Carol has furniture. Carol is nice in the country. So Carol has furniture because you like nice things.
Rain, a tribute to the Beatles. Come together and celebrate peace, love, and the best of Abbey Road performed live. Rain, a tribute to the Beatles. At the Fox, March 18th, tickets and vendor takes.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mauricio Sanchez, a heart rhythm specialist at St. Luke's Hospital. Heart palpitations indicate a serious condition known as atrial fibrillation, or AFib, in which the heart beats rapidly and irregularly. AFib is the most common heart rhythm disorder affecting millions. It can lead to blood clots, stroke, and heart failure. Risk factors include high blood pressure, sitting and sleep apnea are available. If you experience regular heartbeats, talk to a heart specialist at 314-205.
Yeah, don't act like I know for allegations, you don't.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we
Sure.
have America's first line of SUVs for everyone. Like Ford Explorer with a big intelligent management system. And escape with available all-wheel drive with selectable drive modes. Because the SUVs of the future aren't built for a few, they're built for America. Give Ford Escape with 1.9% financing for 60 months and up to $1,500 retail bonus cash, plus 1,000 retail custom order bonus cash.
No, no, that's
Get the most out of that time with Schnucks. Just another reason why we'll see you at Schnucks.
We know our community.
And we are the Letzinger.
The St. Louis Injury Law Firm.
Plan your next home improvement project at the Home Builders and Remodelers Metro East Home Show. This Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the Belclair Fairgrounds in Belleville. Check out our lineup at localbuilderevents.com.
For More Traffic is brought to you by Miller Furniture, your home for quality American-made furniture since 1927. Now on both sides of the river. Here's tonight's primetime lineup, brought to you by Ophthalmology Associates, Doctors Bernie, Otra, Busani, and Boyer. Call the doctors.
All right, Lord, kill her.
966-5000.
Go ahead, kill her. Go ahead, kill her. You keep that yourself, eh?
Now News 4, people in St. Louis and around the world showing their
You
support
keep that yourself.
as they try to keep troops from
What are you
taking
telling me
over the
that
capital
for?
city. Plus,
You keep that yourself. You don't tell them like that. You keep that yourself. Why are you telling them like that? You keep that yourself. Why are you telling them like that?
This was an inside job.
Live from the KLB Broadcast Center in downtown St. Louis. This is News 4 This Morning. Watching out for you.
Good Friday morning, everyone. Thanks for being with us on News 4 This Morning. I'm Claire Kelly.
I'm Maurice Trump at the moment. Kent, Laura, over 250 schools and businesses closed. We're still dealing with the cold. That's a good thing. We got Friday. Yes. You know,
I didn't know.
It's kind of
I was like, I teach my 4-year-old the season to
He's a little All right, I hope you guys can snow yesterday. It was a brutal day and much better conditions today. Now, there's still some ice around here and there, so take it easy on the weekend. But much better, and nothing falls, no rain or snow or ice by any consequence. You could see a couple of stray flakes. That's it. Nothing showing up on Skytracker on the radar. Although we are under cloudy skies downtown across the area, it's 22 degrees. We expect to break through those clouds today and get into some sunshine as we get into the afternoon. At 22 degrees with a west-northwest wind at 13 miles per hour, makes it feel like 10. So I would say the average wind chill across the area is 2 points. So it's definitely cold. And if you park outside, you got some chipping to do again today. 24 degrees at 9 a.m. under mostly cloudy skies, but beginning to break through to some sunshine. 9 degrees at noon, partly cloudy this afternoon, and 34 degrees. With the sunshine, that's enough to melt some snow, but pretty light, maybe northwest at 5 miles per hour. So we'll get above 32 degrees this afternoon. With some sun, which will melt some ice and will warm up as we head through the weekend. But no snow in the second forecast. However, I would. Not bad. What? Okay.
Well, enjoy this weekend, Kent, I do, because it's Mardi Gras weekend, and because of that, I'm going to switch up my work. Now, typically, I like this from north down to the south and maybe back up. This one is just kind of scattered because it will be scattered tomorrow because of Mardi Gras. All right, let's start on 64. This is what it looks like right at Maryville Center. I like what I'm seeing because traffic is moving. We have so many crashes on 64. This morning it looks fantastic from St. Charles all the way into the Metro East. If you take 270 in North County, this is what it looks like at 367. Look how light that volume is, especially in that westbound direction. No problems at all as we do get closer to that construction zone. If you take 55, I'd say it's wide open. List as well, going from South County into South City. Again, that light traffic continues. And this update brought to you by our friends at Miller Furniture. Let's go right out to Mark Griffin because, Mark, I've been checking in with you all morning, and you've noticed this too. There just aren't that many people out and about yet this morning.
Yeah, really.
You said to put your death for all.
Early this morning, 6:30. We're in the heart of the rush, so
You
it's
said to
really
put your death
surprising.
for all.
Bridge here at Lorac, Kentucky. My trip on 70 was the area I noticed was in the city. You lose the left lane occasionally because of the ice and the snow, but that's very spotty. So, well, I would recommend go ahead and go the speed limit. You look pretty good. Just be aware, we had an ice storm yesterday. There was some before, and then when you exit or enter onto a ramp, that's where you'll find a real issue. You really want to take it slow. There looks like some travel time from 5th Street here in St. Charles to Lambert International. Let's say you're going to New Orleans. For office, and like my daughter is, it's only going to take you about 7 minutes.
Okay. With the airport. To New Orleans are on time at this point. Mark, thank you.
All right, folks.
And then drug killer.
Tonight in the crisis in Ukraine. This is new video of the apartment building that was on fire in the capital of Kyiv. Reports say Ukrainian forces shot Russian aircraft when they went into the apartment building and then burst into flames. Russian forces are now trying to encircle Kyiv and then take it over. Ukrainian forces have been able to hold them off by disqualified, and there are new reports that U.S. intelligence officials fear that Kyiv could fall in days now. Meanwhile, we're seeing a show of support and solidarity for Ukraine locally as well as around the world as this war continues.
Sports Taylor Holt joining us. I views the glimpse into this calls for actions, the prayers, even the rallies taking place all around the world. And Claire, I'll start here at home during this tragic. We're seeing many, including local churches, asking for prayer and doing what they can to help. And it's close to home at Assumption Ukrainian Catholic Church in South County. It's been a stressful 24 hours attempting to contact loved ones.
Almost our children immigrants, so everyone has direct family is Ukraine. Just praying at this very moment.
The St. Louis Archbishop has also asked for Ukraine. While the
Institute of St. Louis is still helping nearly 700 Afghan refugees settle in the metro. They are preparing for the future, but another wave of refugees, Ukraine.
Invasion is global. It's eventually going to have footprints here in St. Louis.
Meanwhile, this is the scene across the country as people stand in solidarity with Ukraine. Bill wide being lit up for Ukraine from Dallas to Sarajevo, the capital of Bosnia. And happening in the U.S. in the last 24 hours, rallies like this at a church in Chicago are being held to protest against Russia's attack on Ukraine and against war. And here's another very large one in California. This one was outside the San Francisco City Hall in support of Ukraine. Protesters, as you can see there, waving Ukrainian flags and holding signs against the violence. And there were even protests against Russia's action in Moscow. Police say they detained more than 1,000 people in 53 cities around Russia yesterday.
Thank you very much, Taylor. The Ukrainian farmers on stage in Poland are so international chaos caused by the Russian invasion.
Talk and decide that they will go right now to Poland and cross the border. I hope they can safely fly back.
They were visiting from Poland for an 80th birthday celebration and were able to make it safely to the first checkpoint in Poland just as they planned. But their loved ones here are the only Ukrainian.
People was lining up and I was told on the stores to buy all necessity.
My father is 72 years old, so he's told to join the army, but he'll help the soldiers any way he can.
Despite the scenes of people taking trains or cars to neighboring countries, the Ukrainian community here is confident in its military's ability to defend the country. News 4 will continue to follow the developments of this ongoing conflict, and you can get breaking details first on our News 4 app. It is free in your phone's app store.
So back here at home, we do have a crime alert annual city to let you know about this morning. A woman who is disabled and unable to get around. Her home was invaded by two armed men, and the whole thing caught on camera. What is showing this here? Investigators say two armed suspects barged into her home last week in the Walnut Park East neighborhood.
That's why you don't like you already.
Take you inside.
Yeah, the president can't turn against this video.
With the woman who's
That's why
disabled,
people
she's
don't like
still
you
there
already.
on the side, bottom right.
I'll tell you, for a warning.
While the other man
Fair warning.
rummaged through the
Y'all
home,
television.
the homeowner tells us she
Y'all
believes
television
this
is
was a
now
planned attack
already.
since the suspects
As far as coming from Europe, or writing, telephoning,
That's what I started thinking.
be on video over there.
That gave them,
See that writing? Call it. I don't care what you think.
a neighbor that helped.
I go ahead, kill
It
it.
said that someone that.
You don't got the same rights as everybody
But
else.
I'm
Like,
giving money, would do something like.
everybody doesn't have the same
But
rights.
it
Like,
just shows what type of world we're living in.
everybody doesn't have the same rights. Like, I
She doesn't know why her neighbor would have done this. She doesn't
everybody doesn't have the
recognize the
same rights.
suspect, doesn't
Or
know
you
that.
kids, you got that.
Detectives are working to get leads on
Okay,
finding
you said
those two
everybody's got the same rights. Okay, well, yes, he feels the same rights.
Seems to be
Yep.
going out of here. It is now
Okay,
time.
you said everybody's got the same rights. Yes, he feels the same way. Yeah, I guess he feels the same way, Lynn.
And we will introduce you to a trailblazer and black hair care
Okay,
products.
but he could get rid of the same rights. So what's that guy feels the same way?
Maybe more so about the movement behind this.
Okay, lady, you said everybody's got the same rights?
Today forecast is brought to you by.
Yes, that guy feels the same way.
Losing back in town after a road trip and
Yes, that guy feels the same way.
yeah, we're looking forward to having our Blues home against Buffalo. And 28 degrees for a 7 o'clock start, 27 for the ride home. It will be cold, but it will be dry. But little leftover on those sidewalks. But hey, let's go Blues!
The exclusive debit card of the St. Louis Blues, available with any checking account from Sky Credit Union. It's big.
Just under 8 acres.
Okay, lady, you said everybody's got the same rights. Yes, that guy feels the same way.
Everything from
And it's coming here.
really exciting. This revitalization jobs, food, shopping. They've had a real ripple effect. Why it's winning? We are excited to show everyone what the Wally's experience is all about.
Monday night at 10, only on News 4.
Are you ready to just disappear? I'm so looking forward to this.
We make Jump disappear. All you have to do.
They don't talk like that. Shut up. Talking stuff.
We'll be there before you hang up the phone.
Yeah, you just see them now.
Solutions for every step in your financial journey.
Okay, we know. We can do it again. Yeah, Rick wasn't just sitting there talking. They're on top of they do whatever they want.
Always within reach.
They not as much to their insurance.
So with AutoPad, it's as easy as.
Welcome to AutoPad.
Okay, they just kidding us.
Express Bell with cash offer. And that comes with no showing.
They're out of our reach.
Request your free offer today at AutoPad.com.
At Crown Vision Center, helping you find your new look is our #1 priority. With comprehensive exams and fittings and personalized care.
Yeah, they was called their financial worst.
Now at our New Year, New You event. One get one free on complete eyeglasses.
That's child has tough things. Excited with it.
Crown Vision Center. What matters?
That's why you guys have such a hard time.
Beautiful, durable, and easy to clean.
Yeah, 1,000% terrible.
On the market today.
Not just the time.
Another halfway areas of your home. Upgrade designer television and a beautiful skid 364 that is guaranteed for 15 years. Come now and save $350 through free codes by Patriot.com.
Free is our favorite word. Like precept.
Yo, Joy, thank you.
At Morgan & Morgan, our fee is free.
Yeah,
You don't pay anything unless you win your case. Injured? Call Morgan & Morgan. People.com.
Are you ready to just disappear? I'm so looking forward to this.
When they jump disappear.
They're going
All you have to do is
shut up.
call 1-800-DOT-JEM. We'll be there before you hang up the phone. It's 42 a.m. We're
Wow.
by this area right now. Today, MoDOT plans to launch an operation to patch up those potholes across the area. MoDOT says that they're extending their pothole work all weekend to fill any of the craters of the roadway. News Corps saw crews filling the potholes earlier this week before this latest round of snow and ice arrived. I'd say, well, I've seen some big ones, Lisa's entire family.
Yeah, lots of ones out
Monsters.
A lot of flat tires, bent rims. I get on the ramp from Memorial. It's on the 55. And the seam between the lanes is almost gone.
Oh, it is.
There's potholes everywhere. They've got their
Yeah,
work
this is
cut
just
out.
hanging on.
Serious
That's
damage to
hanging
your
on.
ride.
Yeah, which reminds you, you say crews out there.
I agree.
Wait a minute.
Room,
Hang on,
go
too.
the speed limit, go under the speed limit because they have
They're
to
out.
take everybody.
All right, but it's going to be easier if you have to get out and go to work or school because we don't have, I mean, since
Maybe Phil
we
Collins
had over the week ago, yesterday,
All right.
we are talking about.
You, they're working road.
We are talking about maybe a straight foot or two, but that's it. And we are under clouds. That's the
Maybe they don't work on the
the
road.
satellite
And
imagery
Phil
right now.
Collins
So you
is
have
talking
mostly
money.
cloudy skies this
Maybe
morning.
that's his friends up
But
there.
through that cloud
Maybe they
cover,
don't.
get into some sunshine as we get
Maybe I
into
don't
the
want
day.
to work on the road. Phil
That
Collins is
but
at
there's
church
no
now.
ice and snow out there.
Phil
I'm not sure
Collins
about that.
is at
But it's Sullivan right now, the helipad.
Oh, you know, you gotta have necessity for these laws you want.
He's going to be,
Phil Collins wants to play, who wants to play? And don't forget, James Taylor wants to play. Mick Jagger.
it's going to be risky.
It's the St. Patrick's Stone. It's not the St. Patrick's Stone.
It feels like three.
St. Patrick doesn't have that kind of roof. St. Patty's has got a different kind of roof.
What?
St. Patty's has got a different kind of roof line. St. Patty's has got a thatched roof.
Into some sunshine.
St. Patty's
And, it looks like the high today about 34 degrees. Now, combine that sunshine with the temperature.
St. Patty's is pretty, County meet. St. Patty's doesn't want
Which is
to
a little bit mild
today.
weekend. Now that it's
St.
strong
Patty's
country
doesn't
with
want
that cold air, the setup moving forward be for a pretty good sized ridge and be in the east. We're which are
Marty, gets some kind of meeting.
even
Harry Hartley's gonna be a cheerleader.
versions.
And James McCall's a Mafia stronghold. Will be a Mafia stronghold for
weekend. Right now, it looks a little sunny for next week, but that could change, so we'll keep you posted. Lots of morning rains coming up tomorrow, should be fine, mid-30s at great time, warming into the 40s after our high for today, 41 for the high tomorrow, up to 50 on Sunday, beautiful day, folks will be out on Sunday. And next week, mid-50s, Monday, for the week, the begins on Tuesday, of course, and again, as I mentioned, we may get into some more rain as we get to next week, and we'll keep you posted.
I they had like 10 of them over there. I thought James Brown had like 10 kids around. I thought James Brown had like 10 kids. They always tell you they have 10 kids.
Right. Business, we had started in 1999. Hair.
When you talk about natural, it's just not having chemical application with your hair.
All our products are chemical free too. It's a
What's
cause.
with them?
My mom is kind of.
Look at the White House grocery store.
Got liver cancer. So I wanted to create products that were safe for your household to
You
use.
couldn't figure it out. They got the big White House behind the grocery store.
And more than 20 years later, her business has come a long way
They got the big
from a
White
time
House
when natural
behind the
hair
grocery
wasn't
store.
popular.
Now, it's still a little, I say people are being more bolder.
Even when she went natural, it wasn't understood.
Yeah, go
And
out
today,
something
she's
anyway.
still here as clients who.
They got the big White House behind the grocery store, but they couldn't figure it out. They're gonna go amount to something anyway. Does Christian want to be a storekeeper? Christian will be a storekeeper, right? I thought something they signed up.
Unprofessional nor fears it
I
won't be.
thought something they signed up. Just initially
What do you say to
invoices.
those people?
I say that it could be acceptable.
Oh, initially invoices to turn the money in.
It's acceptable, and however,
Go initially
you have to
invoices to
accept
turn the
it
money
first.
But with the natural hair movement making
That's all it
waves,
is.
she's led more employers
in. Russ is down and they're nonsense.
discriminate
Just initially
into law in
invoices. to
St.
turn the money
Louis
in.
last year.
Everything
But
invoice.
education is
Just initially invoice to turn money in, we can invoice, have a stock, and we bring it back.
You know, we're not here.
So evaporator, yeah. They didn't put a badminton, there's not badminton in back.
On to that. You're not
I'm
getting a
bringing
true
it back.
person.
and she says her effort. And before,
Don't worry about it, you
Like
initially,
Madam C.J.
you
Walker.
touched it, don't worry
Back in
about it.
her day, in 1800,
Oh,
she,
my, he touched it, I touched it, don't worry about it.
so today.
You stopped it, you initialed it, don't worry about it. Don't start your, what written and said stuff, just don't worry about it. You know, the guy will get his own money. It's not David's time.
she's encouraging others to wear natural
He's
hair.
not David's
I
time.
love that we can create so many different
He's not
styles.
David's time.
You know, we can work the curls, twists,
What is that?
some straight twists, or twisted updo. It's art.
And a living mosaic
It's
of the
just like,
past,
Customers always right,
present,
you
and
initial
future. Taylor Holt,
Customers
Municipal.
always right, Chris, and you initial.
All right, so what's next for the business?
Customers always
Naturals
right, Chris, and you
Institute will be opening in June and will be
Ah, what
the
else?
school focusing on natural hair care here in St. Louis.
Stop,
If you would like to
stop.
learn more about the opportunity and their products, visit
You want, because you got like a cage for size. He's got a case in every side. Sides. You got a bone saw? He's got a bone saw. He's got to lock up the bone saw. He does. He's got a cold room that you lock up. He's got a lock cold room.
And on CBS Mornings,
He's got a lock cold room.
Crane continues. Well, that's how
the higher Senator Bush.
money to pay at the gap for the grocery store. And Team USA bobsledder Elena Myers-Taylor talks with us about becoming the most decorated athlete in Winter Olympics history and how she did it all as a new mother recovering from COVID.
What's he tested?
And Foo Fighters, well, they're not just a rock band anymore.
What's he tested to, Christian? Don't worry.
About the means of the band's first horror movie. It's called 6-6. That sounds scary. We'll see that then.
Go ahead. We good? We're good. Okay, guys, we're really strong. Bill, look at that.
Who is the most trusted basketball company since 1956.
You know, you got a produce now?
People just Robert Pattinson like his better than a little too much. Even out
Yeah,
Where's it go?
Tonight at 6:30 on KMOV Channel 4.
That's his, like, end of it. He knows what's at
So
stake.
you may not think it matters where your lawyer is from, but after you're injured, having a lawyer who knows St. Louis makes all the difference to the insurance.
We pride ourselves on being from here.
So what we got?
And we are Copeland Singer. And now, host and monitor alone. Get up there.
You get some, Check, we're not gonna stand. Last thing, really wrong with the track, Kristen. Really wrong with the track. We're not standing line, three double in the track.
Welcome to Union
We're not
Furniture, a
standing line,
beautifully
Tommy's
decorated store
got,
located in downtown Union, Missouri. Taking up a whole city block, you'll find so much that fits your stylish budget. Sofas, recliners, bedrooms, dining rooms, mattresses, from brands you love, including Lazy Boy, Flex Seat, Booker, Soda, and more. Unique home decor.
That's,
For 1,000.
3 checkers in, MOD. 3 checkers in MOD from 4 to 10. 3 checkers in MOD from 4 to 10. 3 checkers in MOD from 4 to 10.
Fibrillation, or AFib, in which the heart beats rapidly and irregularly. AFib is the most common heart rhythm disorder affecting millions and can lead to blood clots, stroke, and heart failure. Risk factors include high blood pressure, obesity, and sleep apnea. Treatments are available. If you experience irregular heartbeats, talk to a heart specialist at 314-205-6801.
Sorry, guys.
Eric spoke about the number one company in the country. It's the uplifting story we need right now. You're just a dick. Beware.
Don't start bagging on him. Let him be close Saturday.
Welcome back for sale
Don't start
tonight.
bagging on him.
Popping up at one of St. Louis's biggest employers. News 4 learning that Bayer's West Campus in Creve could be a casualty of the pandemic. It's located at the west side of River. Bayer tells News 4 as working from home becomes more common, they won't need as much space, so selling the West Campus is an option in Denver's morning. Bayer says they plan to update the buildings for the East Campus, and there's no impact to the company's facility in Chesterfield, Laura.
All right, Corey, starting this morning, a thrilling finish in a big-time game for the Illinois men's basketball team. The number 15 Illini trail the 22nd ranked Ohio State by 16 points, but man, they really finished the second.
Check it out.
Within 1 with 14 seconds to go. Breaker.
It's
86 to 83 at home. But what so many people are talking about this morning, Underwood, after a questionable moving streak on Illinois coach, Underwood gets fired up. He's thrown out of the game. Underwood doesn't get quietly. He goes off the court, throws his hands up, fires up. Be fighting Illini in the orange crowds before heading to the locker room. That's sparked his team's big comeback. Unfortunately, came up a little short. Now, Chris Underwood is the coach that does get fired up. He's not a guy who gets a lot of technicals. Has never been ejected. This was the first time. It has been a crazy
Big Ten basketball.
No doubt, and you're right. He is a fiery guy. I'm shocked that he's not been kicked out like that, but yeah, he's works a lot of situations.
Isn't that bad?
Nobody wants to work
Get up, get up.
They look too, my coverage. Look at James.
All right, the morning top stories. What's next? Stay with us.
Diamonds at their lowest prices in years. Half carat solitaires are now $4.99. 1 carat $9.90. 2 carat $12.50 per carat. Plus 1 carat studs $5.99. And the guaranteed lowest prices on thousands of GIA diamonds. Buy direct. The Jewelry Exchange Overland. The sun has risen. The brother has returned. And the time has come. This is your Illinois Festival Live. Come to the fabulous fun.
Let's do it.
Tickets on sale now. Fantastic.com.
Stay cozy and warm without breaking the bank. You don't have to exchange comfort for cost. With new energy-efficient windows from Universal Windows Direct, you can lower your utility bills and settle in. Try one. Pick one window. Or visit our website for details. Universal Windows.
Probably 9:30. Yeah, I'm straight here all by myself. I'll let you go. At least you're in all by myself. I'll take it. We're at 1 month ago. That's fine.
Eddie's always cut my hair.
Oh,
It's my driver. I told him to That's small.
You mean cooking season, Tony? Get your kitchen in order and don't look for another cooking season with old appliances that won't heat up properly.
At Appliance Discounters, check out Genie Appliance.
Yeah, Kristen, someone had quite a bit.
Price bet, before and after the sale, and shop.
What's the line?
Your eating season special. The gift of love, high quality lab diamonds. Diamond hearts, just $99. 1 carat solitaires, $9.90. 2 carat studs, $19.90. 3 carat threes, $34. Wrapped in cement. Exchange Overland.
I'm not gonna know anything about it. What do you know? You need most of your life around there. A person's gonna need most of his life somewhere around there. What do you know? You need most of your life somewhere around there.
It's also coming to St. Louis County and the state of Illinois plan to remove mask mandates on Monday.
Talking about weekends, it's required 15 million feet we broke along the parade last from the stadium to the Florida Parade. The parade starts at 11, goes to 1. Tomorrow at the party usually lasts all day long. A reminder, you will need proof of vaccination or negative COVID test to get to the inside party tent.
Cloudy skies, most of it's in the low 20s this morning, but those wind chills are down.
Yeah, Singles University out there.
And the clouds give way to some sunshine today. High of 34 degrees, so we'll melt a little ice today, but a better day tomorrow with a high of 41 degrees if you're headed out to any of the parades. Temperatures will be in the 30s at parade time, and then on Sunday, how about sunshine and 50 degrees? Okay.
I don't know what you say.
How sad. Mid-50s all night.
That shit even exists anymore these days. That shit even exists anymore.
All right, everyone. Hey, enjoy your weekend. We'll see you on Monday.
Thanks for watching KMOV News 4. Watch us live wherever you are on our mobile, on our streaming news app. And you can also watch us on Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV.
93B13 doesn't exist in law in this country. No. Or we just directly, that one doesn't exist here. Oh, got it.
Hey there, welcome to CBS Mornings on this Friday. I'm Regina Diaz. And I'm Gail King in Los Angeles. We're all here. Let's go to today's eye opener. It's your world. 90 seconds.
Now, it's coming for the coming.
President Biden and our allies announced severe sanctions on Russia as the death toll climbs in Ukraine.
President Biden has reached a decision on his first nominee to the Supreme Court. He will nominate the first black woman.
3 former Minneapolis police officers are found guilty of violating George Floyd's civil rights the day he was killed.
They can never be judged. I can never get charged.
And a massive storm, which has already affected millions across the country, can now drop up to a foot of snow in the Northeast.
We need 2 minutes to be out. These roads will be a mess.
The CDC is set to announce new mask wearing guidelines today, as nearly every state has dropped indoor mask mandates.
Across the world, millions are joining in solidarity with the people of Ukraine. Many buildings lift in the colors of the Ukrainian flag.
Smacked open with a whole bunch of new sanctions, including one that will cut Russia off from semiconductors crucial to the military, biotechnology, and aerospace industries. So, Russia's coming back to the International Space Station. You're going to have to call it Uber.
Children really want to make jokes about any other trivial news story because I can't shake the feeling how utterly terrifying all of this is and how scared they must be feeling. And we should be under no illusion of serious and sad the situation in Ukraine is.
Yeah.
Welcome to CBS Mornings. I think James Corden summed it up very well. I think many people weren't paying attention, guys, but now, when you see the images and you hear from the people and the stories they're telling you, it's heartbreaking. It's good to see all of you in New York.
Yeah, good to see you too, Gail. Although we'll show under
Hey,
circumstances, the
don't
world
call
really
it right time for yes, sir.
It really did. It really did. And it's continuing to change. As you might expect, much of this broadcast this morning will focus on the war in Ukraine, but we do have other important stories to share with you today, including a preview of the CBS Mornings. Very proud of this. It's a 1-hour special. Trayvon Martin, 10 years later. It's a powerful look at Trayvon Martin's legacy and the impact that his death has had on this country. By the way, Trayvon Martin would have been 27 years old. Think about that for a second.
Will be here in studio. She just returned from Beijing as the most decorated black-headed player in the history of the Winter Games. She did it all as mother of a 2-year-old, super mom, super athlete, super woman. I was going to say, succeeded in multiple process. All right, but we are going to begin with the worsening situation, it's a rapidly worsening situation in Ukraine, where Russian troops are getting close to the capital this morning. In fact, we are working to confirm they had entered the capital at this hour. Take a look at this fireball filmed in that capital city of Kyiv.
Yeah, they want to talk
either
right
a
now.
Ukrainian or Russian aircraft falling to the
You won't
ground.
like the royal law either.
We don't know yet.
Royal laws, all you're going to do is turn the table on.
Heavy damage to an apartment building in the
As in
capital.
what he
As you
just
take all
did.
this in, at least
Well, the royal laws,
137
all you're
Ukrainians
going
are
to do is turn the
reported dead
table
this
on.
morning. That's from the president of the country.
Did.
Russian forces have also taken over the defunct Chernobyl nuclear plant, an area that is still heavily contaminated from that accident 35 years ago. We have team coverage on this, but we're going to begin with Charlie Dagnita in Kyiv. Charlie, good morning. Good morning. Residents here woke up to air raid sirens this morning. If they got any sleep
What's the
at all,
cartoon
huge
say about
explosions
radioactive
started around
tomatoes?
4 a.m. one just a few moments ago. Now, the Ukrainian Defense Ministry said Russians
Where
were
actually starts to shoot
had
there.
reached parts of the city in the north, just
Sure,
a few
that's
miles from the city center itself. Explosions lit up the city's skyline overnight. It's
That
unclear
clip from
whether
the
this is
TV
a
and
Russian
saw
or Ukrainian aircraft falling from the sky in flames,
saw
but missiles
that
and
on my
rockets
hand.
rained down on the capital in the early hours.
A shattered apartment block in the city, proof of the indiscriminate strikes that pounded residential neighborhoods.
My house was screaming. Wake up, wake up. In the hospital screaming.
First light, the Ukrainian president told his people what they already knew. At 4 a.m., Russian forces launched missile strikes, he said. They say civilian objects are not a target for this. On the northern outskirts of the city, a ferocious battle broke out at the Gospel Air Base. Ukrainian forces trying to fend off invading Russian paratroopers. Day 2 of the invasion, and Russian troops are knocking on the door of the capital itself. They advanced south from Belarus, seizing Chernobyl and the highly radioactive grounds of the former nuclear power plant north of Kyiv. In desperation, the government put out the call for men 18 to 60 to arm themselves for battle, banning them from fleeing the country. Plenty have stepped forward. This morning, they were handing out guns at a local sports facility. They don't want us revealing this location because they don't want it to be a target for the Russian military. But we've seen a steady stream of volunteers. The commander told us it's not hundreds, but thousands, very few with any military experience, every single one of them ready to fight. Imagine Georgi, a map maker by trade, says he'll learn on the go. Why was it important for you to volunteer today? This is my country, he said. I have a family. I have a duty to protect my family and my country. Now, this is what it has come down to today. The reality that Russians are on the way. They're closing in fast. It raises the terrifying prospect of street-to-street guerrilla warfare, outmatched, outgunned, and out of options. Nate?
Charlie Dagger and Keith, thank you for your coverage. Please remain safe. Now, this war is already taking a devastating toll on Ukrainians. Just 48 hours ago, they could not have imagined what they are now forced to endure. Holly Williams is in Kharkiv, the country's second largest city, where the mayor is telling citizens to seek shelter. It is the subject of a fierce fight between Russian forces and Ukrainians trying to defend it. Holly, good morning.
Good morning. When Vladimir Putin launched this invasion, he claimed it was to stop genocide against people in Ukraine's breakaway regions. But there is no evidence of genocide. He also said that Russia wanted to rid Ukraine of Nazis, a strange claim when the Ukrainian president is Jewish. The reality, as we've witnessed, is a war that has shattered the lives of ordinary Ukrainians. Russian fighter jet terrifying a young child in a video shared by a Ukrainian official. Russia claims it isn't targeting civilians, but in the town of Chuhuiv, Ukraine says the Russians bombed this apartment building, killing a teenage boy and injuring 15 residents. My house is completely destroyed, said Olena Kurylo. I must have a guardian angel to still be alive. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky accused Russia last night of aiming at civilians. He says he and his young family are the top targets. In the city of Kharkiv, just 20 miles from the Russian border, have been almost 23 civilians dead, according to Ukraine. But Russia is also taking looks. We believe this soldier was killed by Ukraine on the edge of Kharkiv. Other Russian troops have been reported as captured. Look at this. We found Kharkiv's subway system crowded with people taking cover from Russian missile and airstrikes. The trains have stopped. This city is in the firing line as the Russians advance into the heart of Ukraine. This young woman, like many other Ukrainians, Marina Omelyanenko told us her country is being held hostage to Vladimir Putin's dream of recreating the Soviet Empire.
We are independent and we will stay independent.
In the city of Mariupol, many spent the night in basements and bomb shelters. I woke up because of the big boom, said this little girl. I understood it was the war. Ukraine's foreign minister said, quote, Putin is plunging Europe into its darkest time since 1939. Any gut hoping to sit this out is naive. Don't repeat the mistakes of the past. Adriana.
The images of those children are absolutely chilling. Holly Williams in Eastern Ukraine, thank you.
In Russia, thousands have taken to the streets to protest the invasion. This video shows police officers forcefully dragging away some of the demonstrators. More than 1,700 protesters in more than 50 cities have been arrested and could face severe punishment. That said, it's important to put this into context. A survey from the Levada Center, which calls itself Russia's leading independent pollster, says that 60% of Russians blame the U.S. and NATO for this war.
The U.S. is imposing new economic sanctions to punish Russia for the attack on Ukraine. President Biden calls the measures unprecedented in their strength. Others believe, though, they just do not go far enough. Nancy Cordes is at the White House with more on that part of the story. Nancy, good morning to you.
Good morning, Gail. Yeah, the economic consequences for Russia are really piling up, but this isn't just the U.S. The EU, the UK, Canada, Australia, Japan, all slapping new sanctions on Russia, and as a result, the Russian stock market has lost nearly 50% of its value just in the past week, and many of these sanctions haven't even taken effect yet. As anti-COVID protests popped up from Paris to London to Berlin to New York, the White House targeted 5 major Russian banks, announcing plans to cut them off from the U.S. financial system.
Putin chose this war, and now he and his country will bear the consequences.
The U.S. will also halt all its high-tech exports to Russia, including the computer chips critical to Russia's military and aerospace industry. Leaders from around the world announced similar steps.
We're imposing further severe sanctions.
He will never be able to cleanse the blood of Ukraine from his hands.
But President Biden stopped short of sanctioning Putin's own assets. And to the disappointment of some lawmakers, he did not move to block Russia from SWIFT, a global payment system crucial to international trade.
Whatever we can do to escalate that price, I think we'll improve the chances of bringing this conflict, rather than seeing it prolonged for years.
Please save Ukraine.
Stop talking to him. We'll stop talking to him.
This new
Stop talking to him.
parliament Russia off from SWIFT.
Once you get out of there, don't communicate with it. Okay, once I get there, I won't communicate with it. I'm telling you what I'm doing, lady. Stop communicating. Are you there? No, stop
But President
communicating.
Biden said some European allies who rely on Russia for oil and gas aren't ready to take that step.
Madam, you're not there. Don't communicate with it.
The sanctions we impose exceed
You're
anything
just
that's ever
aiding
been done.
them.
Let's have a
Stop doing it.
conversation in another month or so.
Dude, stop doing it.
The problem, of course, is
They're
that there's
not
no
there.
telling how much
Communicate
damage
with
Russia
them.
can
Aiding
do
them.
in
Stop
1 month's
doing it.
time. President Biden is set to hold an extraordinary virtual summit this month with NATO leaders to discuss the security
Yes, thank you. The Ukraine crisis has drawn gasoline prices even higher in the U.S. Russia is one of the world's top suppliers of oil and natural gas, especially in Europe. The conflict has pushed world oil prices above $100 a barrel. That's the highest in 8 years. Russia and Ukraine are also the world's largest wheat producers. Now, the U.S. does not import Russia, but millions rely. Halima Crawford is with us, right? She is managing director and global head of commodity strategy at RBC Capital Markets. How you doing? Good morning.
Good morning.
Because you
For
talk.
joining us. Now, here in the U.S., we're
They
dealing
know
with
that
inflation,
because you
rising gas
open up lines of
prices.
communication,
Now, could Russia's
they
actions
know the more
have
stuff
an
around
effect on us at the gas
Please.
Absolutely. I mean,
You defend your can't defend you push it. It's just like salt. Why is anybody defend you? Because you're mixed up. Why are you mixed up on it? You're enthusiastic. You're inspiring. Good. So you don't think shit about you. What do you mean?
Are basically some of them
See, those are-
I mean, we don't have enough supply
And
out
so
there
he
to
just
be able
doesn't
to
stand
continue
in
to grow.
it.
So we're
I
in
mean,
a situation, and now we have an active conflict involving one of the world's largest
I'm not
producers.
even down to the
Really
fight.
concerned that if Russia were to withhold
Hey, if
energy
you want to
supplies,
age your
we'd see
call,
much higher prices.
please.
On a day like this, we have all hands on deck. So Gail is in Los Angeles.
Don't tell me what I do.
And she has a question for you.
Don't tell me what I do.
Hello. You know,
Hey,
we
you want to say
hear
that you're a new arrival? Okay, lady, you're at liberty to live here. That's it. Keep quiet. Go to where you sleep, stay there quietly.
So in
That's right,
weeks'
where you
time,
sleep, stay there
very
quietly.
significantly, is there nothing that the US could do to produce more
Where you
gas,
sleep,
more
stay
oil
quietly.
here?
That's a great question.
Well, they need to take us hostage,
Large producer.
and they're taking
US
hostage.
production
Because
is
you're
all
on top of it,
that we saw in
because you're
2019.
speaking
We
up.
had this major
Don't
collapse in
speak no
prices.
RBC capital markets,
Many
they need to
companies
get them
cut
off
production,
television.
and we also saw situation.
Royal Bank of Canada capital markets, British Petroleum, get them off television. Get them off American television. Get them off it right
So
now.
US production is growing, but it's not used to grow.
Yeah, see, they just took a hostage right here in this state. That's it. They took an enemy hostage that fast.
Visiting the kingdom,
They
I was
took
there last
this
week,
state's
and they've been
known
asking
enemy
us to
hostage
We
that
also have
fast.
strategic
They get off television.
We can use it in
I want a
emergencies.
nigger on TV at all.
We're likely to tap those stockpiles for oil on this market and bring down prices.
Do you think that
Nancy Cordes?
All right, Gail, do you want to?
What, kill her?
No, I was just gonna say, do you think?
Keep her black ass off TV and go ahead and kill her.
I mean, yeah, we really have
Jesus said she might.
a situation unfold because there's real concern that as we impose more economic sanctions on
I know
the
that.
equipment on the
I know
Russian
that guy is
state,
too.
they may
Shut
weaponize commodity
the fuck
exports.
up.
Essentially,
You're not gonna have your little pretend
they can
fence.
upscale the
You're
pain
gonna
of
blow
war action
your
and see how
fucking
much the world can
head
defend
right
Ukraine.
off.
Well, we don't have a ton of time, but we saw
Remember
a
him?
number in Ukraine begging for action to cut Russia off from, which is a system that allows to transfer money.
European countries don't take that step yet. European nations, particularly Germany, are economically tied to Russia.
They shut up.
They're ratcheting up of sanctions.
They shut the hell up.
The situation does
Well, you are economically tied to anybody.
on the table.
You are to go to where you sleep and not communicate with anyone else and stay there.
Has chosen a
You go where
nominee
you sleep,
it
not
will
communicate
be
with
a
anyone else.
black woman as he has promised. We don't know who it will be. A recent CBS News poll asked how important diversity is on the court, and the answer broke down the long race. Black and important. That is less.
Oh, it's handled where we weave.
Is outside the Supreme
When
Court.
first we
So we have a choice. We just don't know who.
get that slut off television.
Has interviewed his.
They already told you what your fucking orders are. They want to flee, let them flee. They are not supposed to communicate with the continent of Europe at all, from the Western Hemisphere at all.
Back in 2016 for the
England included.
Harvard Law School.
They insist otherwise.
She was a law clerk actually for Justice Stephen Breyer, the man that she may now replace.
Don't
But the other two contenders also.
We're not fucking cold blooded Bible or anything. What happens, especially here in the Western Hemisphere, on this big island here, where we got the power to fucking put a stop to them just right here, just right now. That's why I don't want you talking to them whatsoever. As far as those people over there in the continental Europe go, they flee. That's it, just flee. Okay, what do you think, you got a right to a defense? Don't. But I'm telling you, you can't be defended as long as you mix in with them, just like Charlottesville. So just consider anybody that violates a fucking conspirator. Anybody that violates a fucking collaborator. No problem.
But there are still some patches out there this morning, so take it easy. 22 degrees, but the wind chill is 13 this morning. The highs 54 degrees, not as cold. And we'll get a little sunshine.
That's your orders, lady.
41
I'm off camera.
Saturday, and by Sunday,
Right now.
back to 50 degrees under
Oh, and
sunny.
by the way, Tommy Hearns, not the living crap out of some guy. Matter of fact, somebody named Hearns killed him.